The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about.
Yes, speaking his mind.
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
While being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Good afternoon, beautiful people. It is Overreaction Monday, January 18th, 2021 years after the year 0. This SiriusXM Channel 82 Mad Dog Sports Radio show will be going for the next 3 hours here on YouTube and Sirius. And we can't thank you enough for, spending some time with us in your beautiful afternoon. I don't know if you're working. I don't know if you're at home. If you're in the Midwest, it's cold as fuck. If you're in the South, it's probably warm. Wherever you are, we can't thank you enough for joining us because today is a big day. Today, we get a chance to talk about the Final Four in this 2020 NFL season. We get a chance to talk about the NFC Championship being set up with two old goats. The old guards of goats are taking each other on in the most old and iconic stadium in our sport. Tom Brady and the Buccaneers travel to Aaron Rodgers, the MVP of the NFL 2020 season, and the Green Bay Packers. Both teams seem to be playing their absolute best at the right time. The only negative on both teams seems to potentially be their special teams. That cancels each other out. How is Tom Brady going to do against that Green Bay Packers defense that got hot just this weekend? How's Aaron Rodgers going to do against the Tampa Bay Buccaneer defense that did give him problems earlier in the year, but they are both much different teams now than they were in week 6? That Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense last night sent Drew Brees off into alleged retirement. Jay Glazer broke that story, not me. Stop fucking tweeting me about it. Jay Glazer broke that story. Sent Drew Brees into retirement with like 3 interceptions, 4 turnovers altogether. That team's flying around just like they were at one point in the season when we said, hey, listen, although the offense of the Buccaneers is absolutely loaded, the defense is also playing great. That kind of disappeared for a while. Is that team all the way back with Vontae David looking like he runs a 4.2 at the maybe north of 250 pounds, it looks like. Yeah. Leonard Fournette started playing great. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Tom Brady go into Green Bay and are going to have a legendary game against an offense that looks to be unguardable. At one point in that Packers-Rams game, it became down to like within 7. It was getting close. Then all the Packers did is exactly what the Chiefs have been known for doing, which is just step on the gas pedal and go ahead and pull away. That Packers offense is something to watch. The defense played great. How are they going to fare in the NFC? Who's going to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl? That's going to be a great game. I have no idea which way I'm leaning, but tomorrow we'll talk to one of the quarterbacks, Aaron Rodgers, for another incredible edition of Aaron Rodgers Tuesday. Woo! Then, in the AFC, you kind of got the young guard of goats, okay? Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, the next 2 probably. And in this championship weekend, 3 quarterbacks have pretty much cemented their enshrinement into Canton. Obviously, Tom and Aaron have, but I think Patrick Mahomes at this point probably already going to be a Hall of Famer. And that 4th quarterback, Josh Allen, he'll probably go on to earn that honor as well. The way Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills have been playing is awesome to watch. The Buffalo Bills have a tag team on the offensive side of the ball. Now, no offense, Cole Beasley, who gave us a very terrible interview last week, not because of what he was saying, but because of the sounds around there. But Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs are awesome. Stephon Diggs can go whenever he has to go, and that Buffalo Bills team has been a culture that has been built under Sean McDermott for some time now. But who are you playing? The big bad wolf. Who's the big bad wolf? The team that lost their stud quarterback, $500 million quarterback in the 3rd quarter, and Chad fucking Henne came in and got them to win. Andy Reid walked around with massive balls whenever he calls a 4th and 1 basically to send your team to the AFC Championship with Chad Henne as your quarterback on your own side of the field. What a play call. What a play by Chad Henne in that Chiefs team. Just like they have all year, whenever they need to win, they go ahead and do it. It makes no sense. I have no clue who's going to win this weekend. That's why this week of conversation is going to be fantastic. Big guest today, Ian Rapoport will be joining us. All the inside information happening, not only with the teams playing this upcoming championship weekend, but also all the bullshit cooking around the NFL. You got coaches being hired, news that could have been broken on this show, and kind of what was, but news that could have officially been broken on the show, didn't break on the show, broke over the weekend. Schlegel, Anthony Schlegel, one of the Buckeye heroes. You see, that's A.J. Hawk up there in the front. That's General Bob Carpenter on the one side of the Buckeye Heroes Bucks. And then here's Anthony Schlegel. Anthony Schlegel, also the man that rock-bottomed old drunk white that was storming the field at Ohio State. He is now the strength coach for Urban Meyer and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Excited to see what's being built down there, who's getting hired where. Is Deshaun Watson going to end up at the Jets now? Is he going to end up at Miami? Is Deshaun Watson on the move, or is he going to end up having to reconcile?
Yeah.
Reconcile.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Because reconcile is another word as well.
Yeah,
Right?
reconciliation.
Okay. That was tough there. The brain was rolling. But anyways, are they going to be able to reconcile that situation down there in Houston with Deshaun Watson and Caserio and Cal McNair? Everybody's saying no, so he's going to be on the move. He says, I was on 10, then on 2, then I took it to 10. Wild stuff. Ian Rapoport will break that all down. Then we got the Lizard King, Alan Lazard, 125 Eastern Standard, joining us. Wide receiver for the Green Bay Packers. Had a hail of a tud over down the middle this past weekend. At Tone Diggs, all AFC North teams have been eliminated. Once there was 3, now there was none. Man. Your team was the first. The other 2 got knocked out. How do you feel about the way the playoffs are sitting, Tone Diggs?
I think they can wrap it up now. Over the last month, the Packers have given up 16, 14, 16, and now 18. They figured out on the defensive side, and with Rodgers on the offensive side, Packers are your Super Bowl champions.
It feels like you're not the only one saying that, by the way. The tide has certainly turned behind the green and yellow. Shout out Tunchi, by the way, with a remix to Green and Yellow this weekend he put out. By the way, it reminded me, that black and yellow beat is insane. I don't know who made it for Wiz back in the day, but if you get a tune, Green and Yellow, come out, and then the team starts playing the way they're playing, the only potential problem could lie in your special teams. This particular weekend seems like that might be a little bit of a chess match there between who can't make it the worst play, basically, between the two. But everybody likes the Packers now. Feels like everybody likes the Packers. At Boston Connor, wearing your New England Patriot gear proudly, there's a lot of stats that go into the conversation when talking about the Patriots with and without Tom Brady, and Belichick with or without Tom Brady. But as a man who was a fan for the Patriots for so long, has to feel good to get a chance to watch your guy who led you to so much happiness over your time. The guy that ended up walking out amicably, obviously, and going somewhere else and having success. That had to feel good for a New England Patriot fan like yourself.
Well, I'm just so happy that Tom can finally be Tom. You know, Rob Gronk can just finally be Gronk on that field. But
By the way, that was something said last night during the game. Gronk said they let you be your real self. And then Bruce Arians came out either after the game or something, said, something that I guess they didn't let sometimes I'll just sit back. I'll just go ahead, Tom. I just go ahead and let Tom coach. And I don't know if they did that in New England. Gronk saying he could be himself. What the fuck is going on up there, dude? Are they ever going to be able to get another player up there in New England? What's going to happen?
The Death Star runs a tight ship, okay? If you're not going to let everyone be themselves, at least you got to win. And that's what was happening. But no, everything's crumbling. I am, in fact, rooting for Brady, even though he did break my heart. I'm at the point now where it's like, this is greatness. If he goes on to win a 7th Super Bowl, we'll probably never see that again. It's unbelievable.
He's very good at the football. And the ball was coming out of his hand last night. It was popping. Whenever he threw that touchdown to Mike Evans on Lattimore, where he kind of just like boxed them out or whatever, and Tom threw it, and then they put the replay on it, and it was in slow motion. There wasn't even a thought of that ball breaking up.
No.
Okay, you saw a lot of Drew's balls, right, breaking up, which is what listen, he had a great run, all right? He played for a long time. He, you know what I mean? Had a hell of a career, threw the ball very well. Congrats to him on everything. Ty probably not echoing those sentiments, but hell of a football career.
Well, I mean,
but
congrats.
You see sometimes his ball would break up, you know? And you see some other quarterbacks who, whenever they throw, the ball breaks up, but it still gets there. Peyton said, I threw a lot of wobbly touchdowns or something like that. Like, it's okay. Tom's ball is still, Aaron's ball, by the way, if you look at it just absolutely snapping off. Laser ball. And I'm like, that thing is coming out much differently than it is on the other side. And that's because avocado ice cream.
Oh, yeah.
This guy's going to be able to play forever. Jogging off the field, Alex Guerrero's there dapping him up in New Orleans. How you doing? Big hugs. I'll wait for you. Let's go in the locker room, Tom. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And remember, somewhere else, he wasn't even allowed in the building.
No.
Had to go build another building.
See ya.
Guerrero's in there high-fiving, hey, boys, try this scoop of ice cream. Let's go ahead and keep this going.
It was nice. It was a hell of a game. But, I mean, Big Jim Winston starts. Are we talking about the New Orleans Saints and the NFC Championship?
It's a copycat league, they say. If something works, you're going to see it again. Bucs defense coordinator Todd Bowles saw that play. The Bears tried to run it against the Saints almost successfully, except for old buddy dropping it. And Todd Bowles said, they ain't going to fucking do that to us. They did.
Yeah.
Hey, the Saints said, bring it back, bring it back. We'll do that shit next week. That was because they're probably looking at it on film, and if you watch it, dude's wide open. And normally, whenever everybody's kind of running away from a thing, and you run a reverse, right? You're trying to get everybody away. You throw it back to where the first person came from. So everybody kind of just naturally favors going to that field. He was coming the complete opposite way, looking over the opposite shoulder. By the way, I assume that when the Saints saw that play design, now granted they had it covered okay. If the dude doesn't fall and Wims doesn't drop it. I mean, it's a touchdown. They had a pretty good coverage. But I would assume they watched film of it, and they said, oh, shit, this is going to be tough. This is going to be very tough. And then he just busted out. It works. Jameis Winston, by the way, fresh off the bench, yawning potentially on the sideline, fresh off the bench in there, watching his film. He goes through I guess his work ethic, they said, has gone through the roof. I would assume whenever his people were coming out and saying that he's going to New Orleans to go to the Harvard of quarterbacks, I would assume he's used this year to get even better. His warm-ups are still wild, but I guess there's a lot of weird warm-ups that quarterbacks do. He dropped that thing in a bucket, and then Drew Brees goes on to struggle the next couple series. The internet got loud for Jim. The internet got very loud. Then obviously there's that moment where Drew Brees says, hey, this is your team now or whatever. That was obviously very sentimental that they caught it on camera too. That's wild. Because think about how quick that conversation is that they caught that on camera. I wonder how long they were next to each other. Old Jameis Winston, probably, potentially, leader of the Saints for the next 10 years. The good news is they're only like $90 million over the cap.
Yeah.
They don't have a lot of draft picks.
Taysom Hill.
You know what I mean? Taysom Hill, who knows what's going to happen there? I mean, that's Jameis' squad now, though.
I got a good chuckle because after the touchdown, they showed Jameis on the sideline with the Microsoft Surface Pro looking at what the defense was doing. The receiver was open by 30 yards.
But he shook his head, too.
Just checking.
He was probably looking at what other plays were, not just that. I have a little respect for Jim. At Ty Schmidt, owner of the Green Bay Packers. I saw you put out a little bit of a desperation tweet last night. But I put a satellite on that thing.
Yeah,
I tried to make it big as possible because I do believe it's great for all of us as a selfish way, but even better for you if you were in Lambeau there for NFC Championship weekend.
Hell yeah.
Did you get any responses? Are you going to have tickets? Ooh. And how pumped are you that Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have to come to Lambeau and beat your red-hot Packers?
Very, very excited about that. Probably would have rather played the Saints, obviously, with Breeze's noodle arm outside in Lambeau. It's supposed to be really cold and snowy on Sunday. But, yeah, I mean, I think Rodgers and Brady is the matchup that we all wanted. I mean, I haven't got to see, I mean, in the playoffs at least, I've never seen it. I have gotten quite a few responses from people. It sounds like it's going to be very hard to get tickets, but I do think I have a lead, and I think I will be there.
Let's go! Everybody says so many bad things about social media, man. Hey, and a lot of idiots out there abuse social media.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Make it a bad place.
Oh, yeah.
But if it wasn't for social media, there's no way old Ty Schmidt's in goddamn Lambeau.
No, no way at all.
No way at all.
Only like 6,500 tickets are going on sale, too. I think it's all season ticket holders. I am not a season ticket holder, so I really needed the stars to align, a miracle to happen.
Orion's belt, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Orion's belt.
It's not a done deal yet, but I am very confident that I will be there on Sunday.
All right. I have a couple recommendations. Have you been to a game there before? Oh, never mind. Well, how long ago?
A long time ago. I've never seen Rodgers play there.
Okay, so there's a bar there. They're going to tell you Mason Crosby owns it. He does not.
Okay.
Whoa.
But they got good food. Then across the street, there's like a little kitchen-looking fucking place, right? Looks like you're walking into somebody's living room. It's a full sports bar, and there are people blacked out there 11 a.m.
Okay.
I'm excited for that.
Right across. That's where the Butterburger is, and then the cheese
curds.
Yeah, right there. Okay, so you got to do that. Then right across from Lambeau, there's this big like tubing hill. Got to do it. Got to do it.
Done.
I mean, it's a good time. They have a whole touchdown or title town or whatever it is.
Ooh, okay.
Because a lot of people travel in for those games.
Yep.
So a lot of Green Bay Packers fans don't live in Green Bay, especially during the winter. I'd assume a lot of them potentially have houses elsewhere. They'll fly in for the games, and then there's just like shit to do. Like expecting visitors, and they're expecting the Green Bay Packers like Hall of Famer museum is fucking huge.
Yep.
Like it is like an actual. They do it in a very smart. If you're out of town going there, it was very impressive to me. I'm like, this is a very good idea.
I was shocked at how many people tweeted at me and said they were flying into Green Bay from somewhere else without tickets. Like I don't know with COVID what is allowed still. Like if because I know you can't tailgate or anything like that. So I'll be excited to see what the atmosphere is like.
It will be good. That was the place. I forget if it was some hardware store. Ace maybe?
Ace, yeah.
Might have been Ace Hardware. We were turning in there because you're driving through just neighborhoods because it just pops up in the middle of the neighborhood. And we turned, there's an Ace Hardware, and it was fucking lit. I mean, people standing.
Ace is the place, baby.
Ace is the place.
Yeah, nice.
Standing in there like, they had like overalls on. They were like Carhartt overalls, super cold or whatever. And just fucking, or actually they were shirtless because when we played them it was hot out. But Carhartt's on, standing, having a good time. I'm like, that is the best hardware store I've ever seen in my entire life. It's like Green Bay's special. It's a very special place if you go there. I think if you're a Packers fan, it's obviously great. If you're not a Packers fan, you probably won't enjoy it because everything is curtailed to the Packer fan that's traveling into town.
And if I remember correctly, I may have to make my way up to the Oneida Casino because it is very giving.
It is a giving tribe.
Yes.
The Oneidas are a giving tribe, and I'm very thankful for them.
Just stay at that Radisson and make it easy on yourself. Good
Yeah.
place to stay. You're by the airport, and the casino's right there.
Yeah, because if you have to travel, now traveling from like I don't want to say village, but like town to town, you're driving through, and the weather is obviously gets a bit sketchy out there.
Oh, yeah.
I was in a minivan Uber, who I'm very thankful that the driver was comfortable because I was not. I mean, it was not. It was great, but there is a little bit of a haul out to the Oneida Casino. Man, I'm pumped for you going to that game. Team looks very good. Aaron just looks so comfortable. No long john underwear on, by the way. He didn't even think it was that cold.
Exactly.
That's when I saw that, I was like, oh, it's not even that cold or whatever. That Rams team, I think we all kind of knew what was going to happen against that Packers squad. What are they going to do going forward? What's McVay going to do?
Geez.
Is Goff's contract is worse than Wentz, I guess. That was a tweet yesterday. Like, you think Wentz's deal is bad for a trade. Wait till you see what Goff's is. I guess it's like 60-some million, 62-point-something million owed or whatever. I mean, that whole team's going to be interesting to watch, too.
And he really didn't play that bad. I mean, he was terrible on third down, but, like, if you look at his numbers, like, I mean, I think that was about as good as he could have played against them, and still, it just, like, that at no point did it feel like the Packers were in danger of losing that game or, like, not being in control. They were only down 7, but then, you know, Rodgers missed that. It would have been like a 92-yard touchdown. Lazard had a big drop. Like, it never really felt like they were in danger of losing any momentum or actually losing the game.
That's the last couple games, it feels like.
Yeah.
And by the way, they covered. So,
Of
Yes,
course.
they did.
shout out to them.
I mean, they should have probably won by 30.
Yeah.
So kudos to you.
Thank you. I feel like I had a pretty good read on that.
Yeah.
I've been getting a lot of tweets from people about my rough gambling weekend. It's
Whoa.
Whoa.
like, I don't think so.
Excuse me.
I went 3-2 if you count my Travis Kelce over bet as soon as I saw him dancing in a Showtime cam.
Well, what about the Pens?
Saw him dancing in a Showtime. Oh, yeah, I went 2-1 that night. Thank you.
Yeah.
Even though the Pens lost, I still won. And they beat the Capitals, too. So I actually got that one right. So I'm actually 3-1 now in my hockey bets.
Nice.
Whoa. Fuck you.
Pretty good
3-2 in
weekend.
weekend football. People are coming after me as if I'm cold. Yeah, I get it. Pat's pick did not play out because I got to get that in like 3 days ahead of the game, okay? So it is great. The boosts are great, okay? The boosts are unbelievable. And I still would have played it, by the way. I didn't think the Ravens were going to do what the Ravens did, 2 missed kicks and a 101-yard pick six.
Jeez.
And by the way, 2 missed kicks in that win, by the way. Justin Tucker, don't you worry about it, pal, all right? And there's no way Tucker's still thinking about it because the professional he is, you have to move on or whatever. But from the way they were talking, and then you saw the pants of the refs going at one point, that looked like an absolute nightmare to kick in. Yeah. But anyways, 2 kicks and a 101-yard pick six. Ravens still cover there is what we're looking for. But aside from that, I feel like I got a pretty good read on some things. Now, granted, the Chiefs didn't cover. Okay?
Wow.
Thought the Chiefs were going to cover. How about the Browns, dude? It was there. Hey, it was there.
What a year.
Hey, it was there. Great year. Hey, Dog Pound.
What a
great year.
Great year.
Dog Pound, a hell of a year, man. What a run, dude. What a run. First time, 24 years you get a win or whatever? This is it. Let's go. This is a good time. Dog pound's going, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Celebrations everywhere. Jarvis comes on our show. He said, I love to practice. Our building loves to practice. We were mad we couldn't practice when COVID happened. We love practice. They got the culture in there. Get your head coach back. Patrick Mahomes gets tapped out with a nerve thing, I guess. I guess it wasn't a concussion, they're saying, or something like that.
God.
It was a nerve that kind of put his body out. Who knows? Whatever it is, happy he's okay. He was tweeting afterward. Looks scary when a $500 million guy, face of the franchise, kind of stumbles off there. Whoever this is, Carrington Harrison, who does have a check mark. A source has told me Patrick passed all of his tests last night. He didn't actually hit his head. There was a nerve in his neck that got tweaked that made him out of it. He's getting testing done on his neck nerve today, but did clear all tests last night. We do not know, once again, we do not have a clue who the fuck Carrington Harrison is.
Nope.
We appreciate Carrington Harrison's work, okay? So Carrington Harrison's going to clip this, and he's the part that's going to make his people upset is me saying we don't have a clue who the fuck Carrington Harrison is. Carrington Harrison, I appreciate you, okay? I want to let you know that, but I'm just saying that I don't know who you are. I'm assuming you're a solid source. We're assuming you are.
Oh, yeah.
We're not 100%
Basically,
sure.
allegedly at this point.
Yeah, this is us saying like, yo, okay, if this is not accurate, Carrington's the guy.
Right.
Anytime you're coming out and you're posting things like this about, you know, the league's biggest player basically at this point, I mean, in the future and everything like that, and it's a big deal because he comes out of a divisional round game which they could have very easily lost.
Yeah.
In saying, you know, it was actually a nerve neck thing. Okay, that's great, Carrington. If that's right, which we assume it is, by the way, that's good news for the Chiefs. But man, that thing for the Browns was right there. Oh my God, it was right there. Now the 4th and 1, nobody, including Tony Romo, obviously thought that they were going to go for it. Which, by the way, I believe Warren Sharp would say loves that play because he said to us at the end of the quarter when everybody thinks you're just going to let the quarter run out and you're kind of relaxed, that's a good time to take advantage of people. What if Chad Henne, 35 years old, he's on the Sharp analysis and he's like, you know what, actually fucking check. He's got a point. Let's go. He's got a point. That's unbelievable on that play call. That is unbelievable. And Tyreek Hill obviously open. Chad Henne rolls to his right, throws a seed, by the way. Absolute perfect ball. He slides in, game over. But, man, if you're a Browns fan, what a hell of a run. It's going to be great next year. But it was there. Like, this game was there for you.
Yeah, I feel terrible for the Browns fans because if you lose to Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, it's like, hey, we gave it our best effort. But then Chad Henne comes in and you can't pull that one off, and that's going to hurt all season long.
Yeah, but it was a red-hot Chad Henne.
It was.
How about whenever he got out to the left
man.
and he started running, and I thought he was going to potentially Elway that thing. I thought he was going, yeet, Dolphin, yeet,
Give me
and
that.
going to get twisted. Instead, he says, no, I'm lowering the shoulder. Too low, though. Too low. He goes and pivots off the elbow, right off the ground.
Tough.
Now, I still think that was a lot closer. Like, on the review, they were basically saying, like, hey, by the way, shout to us.
Yeah.
Great ad. But they were saying, like, basically, whenever they reviewed it, they said, no, he didn't make it or whatever. I thought that was potentially at a little bit of an angle there. You know, those angles, if it's not exactly, it's interesting. I don't know.
Well, and the pylon cam was just a smidge in front of the actual.
It was because the stick.
It was very
What are we
interesting.
doing? I don't know. But Chad Henne gave his all. Probably just earned himself, 20 to 30 years on television being an expert in everything.
Hell, he might get $20 million a year next year.
Hey, he deserves it. What a play. Saved the Chiefs season this year. 4th and 1. What a call. Good for them. To join us and talk about all things that we don't know about because we don't have the friends that this guy has. We don't have the connections that this guy has. This man has broken news immediately after leaving our show. This man has broken news so he could leave our show. The news that he broke after leaving our show, much bigger than the news that he chose to leave our show and break. That news was just small, itty-bitty, not really news that he broke. Right. But ladies and gentlemen, this man breaks all the news that you need to know and some that you don't really care for. Ladies and gentlemen, from NFL Network, Ian Rapoport. What's going on, Rapshi? How are you?
What's happening?
Hey, just hanging. Got championship weekend coming up. You people at the NFL got to be pumped. All the big names are in there. You got the olds in the NFC taking on the youngs in the AFC. Here we go, Rapoport. Big weekend.
I mean, it's probably about as good as I possibly could have. Let me turn this down. Can you hear me?
Yeah. I thought it was broken.
Screw that up. You got me now?
Yep.
There you go. It's probably as good as we possibly could have imagined as far as just the quarterback position and the big-time matchups. And, I mean, Tom Brady and the NFC title game, which is weird, against Rodgers. And Brady, who did not want to play in the cold, now has to go to the cold to play to get to the Super Bowl.
Forgot about
That's
that.
like the 65th best storyline there, but also interesting. Is he going to be breaking out his scuba suit? I also have questions about that. Plus, you got, is the Patrick Mahomes going to play? Hopefully, Josh Allen coming out party. It's going to be awesome.
I have a question for you. We just got some news from Carrington Harrison, who is on Twitter, and we did say we don't know who Carrington Harrison is either. It seems like you do not.
Wait, I know who that is. He's a radio he's a radio producer in Kansas City, right?
Here we go.
Carrington Harrison. A source has told him Patrick passed all of his tests last night. He didn't actually hit his head. There was a nerve in his neck that got tweaked that made him out of it. He's getting testing done on his neck nerve today, but did clear all tests last night. That was a scary situation. Leg gave out. You saw him a little bit dazed, it looked like. There's your superstar. Are the Browns about to go take on the Bills? Holy hell, that was a big moment. Now they're saying it was a concussion. What do you know about this, Ian?
Well, Andy Reid said after the game he passed all of his tests, which I was like, okay, but I don't know what that means because it's not like he cleared the concussion protocol unless they do end up deciding that he was not actually in the concussion protocol, in which case Carrington Harrison would be on the money, and I will be happily retweeting his solid scoop right there, which I will be checking as soon as I get off the phone with you.
We just broke news to you.
Hey, you can't win them all, right?
Yep. All right. Hey.
Rap sheet source.
You got to be a competitor, but you can't win them all. You got to be honest with yourself, you know? But that would be, look, you got to be. Who did you steal that from?
No, I earned this. Aaron Rodgers, dude. Me and Aaron won a golf tournament against the NBA. Undefeated in that thing.
That's right.
And also news breaking today. To the newsbreakers.
Say that.
Yeah, I broke news to the newsbreakers. That's how it is. But he should be no problem then. Then we have Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, the future big-time AFC rivalry, hopefully. That game's going to be electric, Ian.
It is going to be electric. And, I like Josh Allen, and I like what the Bills are building. And to see what happened to them last year, which is basically the moment was kind of like too big for them, was honestly frustrating because I thought Josh Allen was going in the right direction. And last year, kind of freaked out in the playoffs, and you're like, what's going to be the response, right? And all we've seen is him play great. And the Bills, this time it was defensively, but really in all areas they played really, really well. I think he deserves his national coming out party, and I don't know if it's going to come against Mahomes, but it's amazing how many people, media people, fans, just like Bills Mafia. Think about what the Bills did yesterday. Lamar Jackson goes out with a concussion. Their fans donate more than $150,000 to Lamar Jackson's charity just because. That's amazing. How could you not like the Bills Mafia? And if they get to the Super Bowl, that would be a lot of fun. It really would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, we all agree there. We are also the big proponents of Bills Mafia. Love everything about them. When it comes to the Chiefs, everybody's talking, if you're in Cleveland, about getting screwed. You know what I mean? With the touchback or touchdown into a touchback. I assume that this conversation has happened in league circles, whether it's the rules committee or anything like that. Has there ever been a time where they almost changed that rule? Do you think that'll ever happen, or do you think that's just the way it is? Don't reach out the football when you're that close if you don't want this to happen.
I think it's the way it is. It has been discussed at length. Rich Eisen, my esteemed colleague, hates this rule maybe more than he hates anything else. He hates Ohio State a lot too, but he definitely hates this rule. And it has been discussed. I don't believe the league has a better answer. Maybe it'll be discussed again, and I'm going to be asking. But I think their main point is, what's the alternative, right? To me, it seems just personally, opinion-wise, it seems way too punitive. You fumble on the, going into the end zone, the other team gets it just without recovering. It seems wild to me. On the other hand, don't fumble would be the response to that. I don't know. I personally don't get it, and I hope they do take a look at it. But you got to know the rules, and you got to know that you cannot be reaching out for the goal line. Every person who's been schooled by Bill Belichick knows that. I covered them for 3 years. I know that very well. You just can't do it.
Yeah, I saw a couple of those tweets last night from players that played within the Patriots organization. It's interesting because they tell you to strain for every yard, but whenever the yard is the most important, don't strain. Put that son of a bitch right back inside and just let's live to see another day here. Last night, obviously, Bucs-Saints. I mean, everybody enjoyed watching two greats kind of go at it. Drew Brees obviously did not have his best game. Moments before that game, on the Fox NFL Kickoff show, Jay Glazer said, amongst other things, he said that Drew Brees is going to retire. And it was kind of in like I don't want to say a throwaway comment, but it was kind of like just in a series of events, things that he said. And maybe they were cutting short on time or whatever. But as soon as I heard it, I was like, holy shit, that's the first time I've heard anybody confirm it. I think everybody kind of thought it was. Is that been confirmed? Has everybody kind of knew this was potentially going to happen? Or how did the whole Drew Brees retiring story think you come?
I mean, to me, like, this is, I think most people sort of have just kind of known. I mean, he's never acknowledged it, but no one's denied it either. I think it's something that's been talked about for the last couple weeks, and I have not heard one person tell me he's going to be back. I believe the Saints are planning for him to be gone. No, I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm just saying they're planning for whoever's going to be next. When I was told they want to bring back Jameis Winston, part of that was like they're going to need someone to replace Drew Brees. So I think everyone knows he's gone. I mean, I heard the comments too, but it was sort of like he's going to be playing his last game. And I'm like, well, yeah, that makes sense because if they win, they're going to be in Lambeau. So I thought he actually presented it in the right way because I think it's something most people know. I would also say that, like, it sucks for Brees that he goes out this way, but it's impossible to get the fairy tale ending. I mean, there's been so few of them. You had a fairy tale ending, but most people don't get that. I mean, your career ended with a tweet from me. Hard to imagine a better way to go out. Most people aren't that lucky.
Actually, I was thinking about that with Drew Brees last night. My last punt got blocked. Just shoved it right down my face. Yeah, it was like with a couple minutes left.
Who got it?
I don't remember. It was from the left side. That's all I remember. And it was, by the way, I'm jogging on the field knowing this is my last punt. So I'm going out there trying to fucking absolutely. That ball was slaughtered. That thing was still going, and instead went right into a guy's chest. He was so close. Like he went scot-free. And as I came to the sideline, I think Vinatieri was like, "That's how you're going to go out?" And I was like, yeah, I ain't going back out for another one. Let's talk about some coaching hires here. Let's talk about some coaching hires in this whole world. Dan Campbell, Motor City Dan Campbell is now the guy up in Detroit. He's not an offense coordinator. He's not a defensive coordinator. He's just a culture standard setter. Is that what he is? He's coming in there, big-ass neck. Okay, he's not scared of nothing. He's going to be tough. He's going to have one of the largest chaws in whenever he's talking, and he's going to change the entire culture in there. Is that the thought with Chris Spielman hiring Campbell to come out to Detroit?
Yeah, I mean, he's got a really big chin, a really substantial chin.
Yeah, he'll eat some too, I bet. I mean, it's just...
Right. I mean, he can take a punch, can deliver a punch, has been there as a player. I saw a clip of him wearing a black jersey, which I didn't even remember the Lions wore black jerseys. I mean, it just seems weird to me, but whatever. It is an interesting hire. So what I have thought throughout this whole process is the Lions 3 years ago, this is like ancient history, but they interviewed Mike Vrabel and then hired Matt Patricia. And I think they wish that they had hired Mike Vrabel. Obviously, Vrabel would have been a good hire, right? Patricia worked out like he did. So maybe this is what they think is their new Mike Vrabel. It's just kind of a guy to stand up in the middle of the room or front of the room and get everyone's attention and set the tone. And he gave a speech. I mean, the Saints obviously lost, but he gave a speech to the Saints this past week that I heard was outstanding as far as just like inspirational and motivational about what the playoffs mean.
Foxy.
Like, that's who they wanted to hire as their head coach. And
Ian, we have a Lions fan kind of in the room, all right? And as you were talking there, he was literally sitting there just bobbing his head like, yeah, can't wait for this guy. It feels like...
I imagine the press conference is going to be awesome.
Yeah, I hope so. He's also said he didn't want to announce the hiring because he wanted to finish it out with his guys over there in New Orleans. I respect that. That never happens anymore. Doesn't seem. Motor City Dan is coming in there to change some shit around in Detroit. Let's get to big stories behind the scenes here. Obviously, Deshaun Watson was at a 2. Now he's at a 10. He wants out of there. Everybody's reporting that we might have seen his last days as a member of the Texans. Then there was ideas tossed around that the New York Jets have not only the ability to potentially make a trade with the vast amount of number 1 overall picks they have the number 2 this year. Then next year they have 2 number 1s, and then I think another 2 number 1s the next year. First of all, do you think Deshaun Watson is going to be moved out of Houston? How does that happen from a financial standpoint or like an organizational standpoint? And where does he go? Is this a real thing? Because if you think about all you're trying to do in the NFL is find a franchise quarterback. And Rex Ryan said this this morning. He said, this franchise, all you're trying to do is find a franchise quarterback, and they have to move on from him. Is that how it is right now? Are they talking like this team is just going to have to part ways with Deshaun?
They don't have to. They don't have to. They could fix it. And, we've seen a couple of these in the past where players frustrated, player wants out, and everyone kind of knows it, and we all talk about it, and then sometimes they get traded, sometimes they don't. We've done this with Odell, where we all thought he was going to get traded. He didn't. Signed an extension with the Giants, and then got traded. Same thing with Stephon Diggs in Minnesota. There was at least 2 other dust-ups, sort of media things in Minnesota about Stephon Diggs. Didn't get traded, and then he did get traded. So I don't know if it's a thing. No one in Houston has told me, no reputable Texan source has told me we are open to trading Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson has not asked for a trade. However, what happens, as you would imagine, is teams can read. And so they see on the internet when let's say I tweet like I did a couple weeks ago, Deshaun Watson is very angry with the organization. They go, oh, wow, I could get Deshaun Watson, and they start calling.
Did you use any emojis? Did you use any emojis with that one, like the steam head?
No, I didn't. I thought about the devil one, like the angry kind of devil ear. But then I didn't know if people would think I would mean the Texans or Deshaun.
Oh, you got to pick a devil.
I'm a big emoji guy. Like when I break a big contract, I like to do the money bags emoji. That's fun.
It's a good emoji.
I didn't do any emojis here because I don't want people to take my emojis out of context.
Smart. Hey, because emojis can get taken out of context. So what you're saying is nobody knows what the hell's going to happen. Who would be a reputable source within an organization that would talk to you? It'd just be somebody that has to know what's going on. And how do you deem whether or not that person knows what the hell's going on?
To me, let's say the Texans, right? So the people who decide that the Texans are trading Deshaun Watson are Cal McNair, the owner, Nick Caserio, the GM, the head coach, who we don't know yet. So that's really it, honestly. I mean, that's as far as reputable sources who would tell me we are open to this, that is it.
Oh, man.
Because when you talk about something this high level in an organization, the circle closes, right? So, let's say the Texans had a coach and they had an offensive coordinator and I was really close with him. That would even that would not be a reputable source because in this, when you're talking something that's so high stakes, the OC wouldn't know if Deshaun's getting traded. These are things handled at the ownership level and the head coach and GM level.
Okay.
Now, I will say this. Teams that have started calling, there's not that many teams that could do it because they'd have to have a draft pick high enough where the Texans would want it, right?
Miami and the Jets.
Be the Dolphins, the Jets, the Panthers. It's not a lot of teams.
The Panthers. Are the Panthers only in there because of the pick selection or because there's actual interest, you think? Oh, you're breaking news. Who is it? Who is it? Is somebody trading for Deshaun? Who was it?
Not right now.
Not right now.
What's going to happen?
Breaking news.
There's actually somebody texted me that my friend James Palmer, he posted a video of Brady and Brees, and it's got 10 million views, which is more than anything I've ever tweeted. So I'm really jealous of that.
Yeah, but you're not a views getter. You're a news breaker. I would assume you have as much impressions, if not more, than James Palmer. But that video was awesome. I mean, that thing was absolutely awesome. The only thing I'm worried about is, they were do-si-do there with no masks on.
I was thinking about that. I hate to say it, but I was like, all right, Breeze, I hope you don't get COVID, but you're not playing next week. everyone stay away from Tom Brady. Please.
Well, that's going to be impossible. But that was a really wholesome moment. It's like, okay, these two aliens aren't actual aliens. You know what I mean? Like there's a whole situation popping off that was really cool in my eyes. You guys got anything?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Connor.
Rap Sheet, because of the drama between Michael Thomas and the Saints this year, and because of their cap number, do you see him getting traded, or is he going to be on the Saints next year?
I would not rule anything out. I don't think anything is imminent or
He gone.
thinking about it right now.
He gone.
Look, it's not – it was a tough year, I think, for all parties. Now, they came to a point where they were fine by the end. And, I mean, he is an awesome player, but he is intense. I mean, he is a different dude. He is intense. He is competitive. He is a perfectionist. He is –
wants to win.
Like most freakazoid, amazing athletes, he is a different dude. So, I don't know.
He gone.
I would say they probably will not trade him.
Oh.
But again, similar to Deshaun, I would imagine teams will go, okay, maybe they weren't that happy. Let me call and see what's going on. That's what happens a lot.
Ty.
Ian, what's the deal with Eric Bieniemy? Is he a bad interview? Does he really not do that much in Kansas City? Because it was like a foregone conclusion that he's going to get a job, and now he's going to get passed over again. Like, what's going on there?
First of all, I'm not sure he's going to get passed over. He's interviewing with the Texans today, and look, he might not get it, but it's a legit interview, and there's legit interest. So I'm not going to declare this dead until it's actually dead. As far as his interviews, I've heard a lot of different things. Some people thought it was great. He's interviewed with a lot of teams. Some people thought he was great. Some people were not as impressed, just like all candidates. I know he's gotten a lot of media attention, as he should. He does do a lot in Kansas City. He is integrally involved in the play calling and the game planning and everything. Not that I care if someone's a play caller or not. It doesn't matter. But, I mean, Joe Judge didn't call plays. That's probably going to work out pretty well for the Giants. John Harbaugh didn't call plays. He's doing all right for the Ravens. Like, I don't care about that.
They did call plays for special teams, though.
Yes, but that special teams don't really. I mean.
Whoa. But what we're saying is if you're hiring an offensive guru and they don't call plays, I think that is interesting. It's like Joe Judge gets the job. You know what, Joe Judge? We think you're an offensive guru because of your work you've done in special teams. Like, what do you mean? What are you talking about?
No, I see what you're saying, but they would not be hiring him as an offensive guru. They'd be hiring him as a leader.
Got it.
And I think there's more of that this year than I can ever remember. Like, Dan Campbell's a great example. Teams want to find leaders, not like who's the next Adam Gase, who's the best play caller / offensive mind I could get.
Urban Meyer also. That's very valid. You're right. There's a lot of people that are potentially – because they want
Urban Meyer's not calling plays. That was very interesting to me.
Yeah, but the thought of there was that run there where we have to get the offensive guru, we have to get the offensive wizard. Have you ever sat down and watched film alongside Sean McVay? Yep, fucking sign him up. Yep. Like that happened very quickly. There was a couple successes. Not everybody was. Now organizations are kind of, you're seeing the reaction to that where it's like, okay, we don't give a damn if they know anything. Let's get somebody that knows how to build a team. That's good for football, by the way. I think the culture, team building people a lot more so than anything else. That kind of gets forgotten about whenever you start judging teams because it's not a Madden rating. It's something very different.
Well, I was going to say, like, you've probably, I don't know how many special teams coaches you've had, but like, how many did you have a bunch when you were?
3, I think. 3, I think.
One of my main hills to die on is the same as Bill Belichick. So in a way, we're very similar. Is I don't understand why more people don't interview special teams coaches just because of the leadership ability to connect on all levels. Like, I don't get it. And maybe teams are figuring that out. I don't know.
I just think you have to be able to build the team, the camaraderie of the team. Like there's been some teams I've been on that have been very good that if you were to put them on paper and write down everybody's Madden rating against everybody else, not so much. But whenever you have like we must do this type of thing, it's just a very different world. What do you got, Diggs?
Ian, speaking with the leadership, is that why the Chargers go with Brandon Staley of the Rams versus like Daboll of the Bills, who
Orlovsky would
come in with a young quarterback and do the same thing with Josh Allen?
Orlovsky said that he was hired, by the way. Daboll was to the Chargers. Yep. Dan Orlovsky said that.
See, I had never heard that that Daboll was going to the Chargers. I mean, I know he interviewed there. But to me, all their focus was on Staley, like the whole time. I think they just knew that they needed to keep it quiet because other teams were interested. Like that was their deal, was to get him in a second time and make sure he didn't he didn't fly to Florida to go interview with the Eagles. So that's why there was like all this secrecy, because they're like, if you let a guy go, he might not come back, right? I think for them, he's a great defensive coordinator, but they like how he relates to players more than anything. Synthesizes information, relates to players. Like you get guys like Jalen Ramsey being like, this guy is a genius. I swear by him. That is meaningful. And then offensively, like, they were good on offense last year. Like they honestly could keep the same offensive staff and be fine. And I think that's one option.
All right. Ian, we appreciate you, man. Do the Eagles do their interviews in Florida?
They do. Yeah,
okay.
Obviously.
Yeah, you kind of slipped that one in there. And I was like, all right, he's going up there. I can't thank you enough for joining us, Ian. You're the best, pal.
All right. I guess a pleasure. Oh, always a pleasure. Yeah.
It isn't always for us. I mean,
no, it's not either for me either. But this was all right.
Yeah, like sometimes it's okay, sometimes not so much. Today was a good day.
Yeah.
Today was a good one.
Fun.
I give it.
All right, bye guys.
All right, see you. Ian. All right, we have to get to a break because we powered through it. But before we do that, Zito, need to see your poll, hear your poll. We powered through a break 25 to 30 minutes ago.
Oh, wow. Who's winning the Super Bowl? Right now, last place, Buccaneers, 11.2%. Then you have the Chiefs, 14.7%. Bills, 20.4%. Packers, 53.6%.
Aside from the Buccaneers, pretty good odds here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Pretty tight. Plus 210, plus 205, plus 330. Pretty tight there.
Oh, yeah.
Hey. The NFL got it right this year somehow.
Yeah.
There was COVID and everything like that. We got the best 4 teams, I think, going right now.
Yeah.
That's good news. Every once in a while, a mid-major will sneak in there and kind of rattle some shit. They'll get hot. Not this year. It's like, these are our guys. Let's go ahead and let them eat. We'll be back on the other side. This is the Pat McAfee Show. Overreaction, January 18th. A beautiful Monday. Sirius XM Channel 82, Mad Dog Sports Radio.
He's saying don't go off the top, it's too shallow.
All you're going to hear this stadium do is they put the big paw up, they start shaking it, they go, whoa. Hey, what things are going, look, Yeah, he loves the defensive side of the ball. He said yesterday to me that this is a blue-collar team. They win it on special teams. They have 5 block kicks this season. The defensive side of the ball, Lynch leads the Big 12 in sacks. But also on the offensive side, Denzel Mims is an absolute animal. He is a weapon. Charlie Brewer, the quarterback from Lake Travis. His dad was a quarterback in Texas. Yeah. His grandpa was a quarterback in Texas. And the people here in Waco just so happen to get a chance to see Charlie Brewer on a daily basis.
Okay.
Hey. Yeah, Boomer here is going to mean a little bit different than what it means on the internet currently. And hopefully here in Baylor, they hope they're not hearing a lot of Boomer sooner. Everybody wants to be a punter, including quarterbacks. If I was a quarterback, I'd want to be a punter as well. 0 yards on that punt. That's an embarrassing situation. The Dak dance that gets on national television has led to a lot of losses, but you got to respect the hips being able to. What sign am I going to make for college game day? Well, I want to make something creative. I want to make something fun. No, to hell with it. I don't like OU. It's so thick. Look how thick that thing is. That's years and years of patience. You're headed right for the boat. Right now? Okay, let's do it. We are out here on the Brazos River, which you can take a boat to the game. One of the only stadiums in the country that you can do that. It's beautiful out here. A lot of people would say, this is the last time I'm going to be on game day. The last time I allegedly did what I'm about to do, I ended up in a jail cell. Let's go! The poop kickers are getting way down here. A lot higher than I thought.
You look like Ric Flair. That was a sellout, by the way. That was beautiful.
Do we have any other shirts? Yeah, hold on.
You need to go get changed before you get sick.
Great work, Russia.
I'm actually not that cold.
Hey, I went for it. My chest hurts.
It was like 5 feet. I was standing there.
That's full commitment, by the way.
Dance with me.
You do not talk about
Pat McAfee.
Do not talk about
Pat McAfee.
One fight at a time, fellas.
The Pat McAfee Show.
That's right.
Oh, Mike.
Remix.
Sounded good.
Welcome back to Overreaction Monday, which is brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-belt waist grooming. Big news, Manscaped just released their new cologne scent to help you feel good and smell good all over at all times.
Nice.
Who knew smelling this good could feel this good, too? Manscaped is trusted by over 2 million men worldwide. Join the movement for all your below-the-waist grooming needs. Everyone knows that Manscaped has the perfect package 3.0 for all of your below-the-waist grooming needs, but they didn't stop there. Complete your grooming game with the new refined cologne signature scent by Manscaped. Okay, we talked about this off air.
Yeah.
Manscaped is an incredible company.
Incredible.
And I'm sure this cologne is fantastic, but I'm not sure Manscaped selling a goddamn cologne for your balls is the right move.
I don't know.
Okay? The Lawnmower 3.0 is what they should be selling. By the way, it is in the perfect package 3.0.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
The Weed Whacker, which is perfect for the ear, nose, and hair trimmer.
Oh, yeah, belly button.
Well ahead of the competition.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? Know that if you're getting the perfect package 3.0 from Manscaped, you're changing the level of your life with the products that are coming. The Lawnmower 3.0 has a nick-free technology whenever you're manscaping. Okay?
Unbelievable.
The best.
You can be a stooge down there and you won't have, blood running all over the place like it used to be. Back in my day,
Oh, yeah.
back in my day,
Careful, Donner.
you're talking about a waterfall of blood sometimes. What, because you had a sneeze or a It's over. Manscaped has a Lawnmower 3.0. You will love it. It has a nick-free technology. First time I used it, I shaved my entire below the waist. Legs, feet, all of it. Because it's just as smooth as butter. Anyways, go to manscaped.com/Pat. You'll get 20% off and free shipping when you go to manscaped.com/Pat. Look good, smell good, feel good with Manscaped. Anyways, the cologne's probably great too.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
That's what I'm
All
saying.
cologne.
But we need to get to the point here. Lawnmower 3.0 is what listen, they should win awards. I think they probably have with that thing.
Yep.
All right, we got a couple minutes left. Let's get some phone calls here on this Overreaction Monday. Josh in North Carolina. What's going on, Josh? That's David in New York now. Josh in North Carolina must have just hung up. David in New York, are you there?
I am there. What's up, Pat?
Hey, how's it going, David?
I'm doing well. Hope you and the boys have had a lovely weekend.
We have. We hope you did as well. What do you want to talk about, pal?
So I wanted to talk about Drew Brees in New Orleans. I went to college at Tulane, which you called a game one time.
Yeah, Green Wave, dude. Let's go.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go. Weirdest mascot in the world. It's just a wave.
I agree.
So going to college in New Orleans, you get immersed in the culture, and one of that pillars is the New Orleans Saints. Beyond being statistically the greatest QB of all time, Drew came to NOLA in 2006, and the city was devastated by a hurricane. Wasn't even playing there, and I wanted to open Ty's eyes to the reality of Drew Brees being such an important figure in New Orleans, and why, for that reason, he's so much more than just a great football player and
Got it.
for the city.
Okay, we appreciate that, David. Drew's a good guy off the field.
Sounds good.
Hey, Tyrann Mathieu talked about something to say. I think David echoes a lot of people's sentiments down in New Orleans. Now, I have no idea how that was David on that phone call, because that was what I was asking Mitt. It was Josh from North Carolina. David was a great call, okay? Informed us a lot of things. How'd that happen? What happened there? They hang up at the exact same time, you think?
I have no idea. These phones are like switching people as you click the thing. I swear to God.
I swear to God, you saw it too.
I did see it. It really did happen.
Really?
That was a curveball that just came through. Let's go to, we don't have time. We got 30 seconds. Sorry, David. I mean, there was a lot of shit going on. Ty, you need to know, Drew Brees is a good guy.
Sounds good. You know what? That's admirable for all the stuff he's done off the field, especially post-Katrina. This has always been a personal thing. I hate the guy because of what he did at Radio Row at the Super Bowl.
Off the field.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck the guy. Good riddance, Drew.
Hour one of this Overreaction Monday. That's Ty, by the way.
Yep.
His opinions do not reflect that of his employer or his peers. Nope. Congrats on a hell of a run to him. Second hour, we'll have some phone calls, Alan Lazard, and much more. This is the Pat McAfee Show, Overreaction Monday, January 18th. Let me tell you a little story about these statistics. Troy Polamalu, okay? Fucking Troy Polamalu. So we had a fake for the Pittsburgh Steelers that was a 100%er. We didn't even have a cancel the goddamn play because it was a 100%er. If we ever end up in this situation, inside the 7-yard line on the left hash, it is a 100%er that the C gap will be wide open and we will just part the C to the left. It'll be a touchdown. 100%er. We're playing in Pittsburgh, the city I grew up in. I grew up in Pittsburgh. I won the punt, pass, and kick. National championship, AJ. National championship, AJ.
Congrats.
AJ, did you ever win the national championship, punt, pass, and kick?
I think I got third or fourth out of 4 at the Nationals.
I'm proud of you, man. Anyways, so we're there in that stadium, okay? A lot of McAfee's in there. A lot of McAfee's in Pittsburgh. I'm going to score my first fucking touchdown, night game, Sunday Night Football, I believe it was, right here, touchdown. We get into that situation, and I'm like, holy fuck, this is really going to happen. We're like on the 6, on the left hash. It's 4th and goal now. Field goal team's jogging on. I'm like, well, fuck, it's about to, I'm ready. I am ready for this to happen. So I get out there. I get down. Vinny's like happy for me. Vinny's like very excited. He's like, let's fucking go. Like Vinny's excited for me at this moment. I'm like, here we go. So I make the call. I forget what it was. So I start saying it, right? And everybody's looking at me like, okay, bright eyes. Here we go. Let's get after it. Offensive linemen are dead ass tired. They do not want to be in the middle of a field goal anyways. So they're just like, all right, I don't give a fuck if you die here, but this should work. Let's get some points. And all of a sudden, I go through my cadence, I call it, I get down, and Troy Polamalu's fucking ass goes ahead for however long his career was at this point. I think it was like 9 years or 8 years at this point. Not a once has he ever gone to this side of the field over here to the left and stood right in the C gap. Never. He lined up exactly where he had lined in film 100% of the time. And then as soon as I got to like the second cadence right before set, he just bounced his little ass right over to the C gap. And I like stopped everything I was doing and I literally just looked at him. And I gave him like a, what the fuck are you doing, man? Like, why are you there right now? And then I stood up and said, we are kicking it. We have to kick it. We are kicking this. And then I get down, and Vinatieri kicks it, and I jog off the field, and Chuck Pagano comes running up next to me. He's like, hey, good job. What you see? I said, what did I see? Polamalu just fucking went right into the goddamn C-gap. What did I see? What did I see? And he goes, okay, sounds good. Good call then. Good call then. And then Vinatieri's like, hey, way to go, buddy. I'm like, way to go? Are we not going to talk about how big of a fucking asshole Troy Polamalu is for what just happened right there? So that's.
I saw the angel of death waiting for me in the C gap.
It's unbelievable. What, you thought I was going to run him over? No way. He's probably going to strip me and score a touchdown the other fucking. That's Polamalu, bro. That ain't just your backyard football with your son. These are professional fucking athletes. He'd probably jump over the lineman, pick me up, and run me into the other fucking end zone if he wanted to. That's what he would have done.
The hard-hitting safety of his generation, too. I mean, Ed Reed, great cover safety. I don't know that you would have feared him, but
Ed Reed, I would have feared Ed Reed. Yeah, if I saw Ed Reed in that C-gap, absolutely. E.D. Reed, boy, the best safety you ever seen, boy. I ain't doing shit to Ed Reed.
No, Ed Reed would have made the tackle. I'm saying that Polamalu would have shaved years off your life.
Oh, my God. What's the most beer you did in one night, you think, of one of those shows?
Well, I never forget when we went to Japan one time. Dudley, Stacy Keebler. I mean, there were so many people out there. I think we went through 103 or 108. Now, between just for myself, I'd always make sure to have about a 12 or 18 pack there. And You know, here's the thing when some people say, oh, shit, man, you got too much of that beer on you. You don't even know how to drink beer. It's like, dude, fuck you. You don't know what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to entertain 20,000 people in an arena. If I just go out there and sip it real properly, how fucking exciting is that? So when you're out there on an empty belly and you're shotgunning beers and all that shit's going in, the half that was going in was for me. The half that was going on was for them.
Yo,
but I'm
Robin,
telling you,
here
Kat,
is-
when you shotgun a bunch of beers like that and you're drinking about half of each beer, you got a pretty damn good buzz when you come out. And that's a sacrifice I was willing to make every single night.
I would assume you're pretty fucked up, yeah. When did you start
you know,
self-cheersing? When did you start self-cheersing? Was that something you did in college? You're like, hey, Steve, good for me, man. Like, when did that start?
No, you know what? I got to give credit to Sandman for starting that, but he was bashing him off his head, and I don't remember, and it wasn't because Sandman was doing it, so I don't want to say I copied him, but he was the first. So, and then my style was, because people always get us confused, they'll say, yeah, man, you used to bang them on your head. No, motherfucker, I was the guy that clacked them together. It was just something we came up with. I don't know how the beers got introduced to the ring, but it became a thing, and we ran with it.
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we could talk about.
Speaking his mind
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
while being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Good afternoon, beautiful people. Hour 2 on this Overreaction Monday, January 18th, 2021 years after zero begins right now. Hour 1, we had Rapoport on. No breaking news from him.
No.
Great conversation, though. Talked about how he doesn't believe Bieniemy is going to get passed by in this particular round of coaching hires because he hasn't been hired in the first couple jobs that have been opened. Obviously, you got Bob Salah going to the New York Jets. You got Urban Meyer going to Jacksonville. You got Motor City Dan Campbell going up to the Detroit Lions. You also have Philadelphia Eagles with an opening. Houston Texans with an opening. You also have the Chargers who have just hired
Brandon Staley,
former defensive coordinator of the Los Angeles Rams.
And the Falcons got Artie Smith.
Offense coordinator, Tennessee Titans. I guess it was on Fox. I think it was Michael Strahan said it. Look into Arthur Smith's family. I think his dad might have founded FedEx.
He's the CEO of FedEx.
Oh, wow. Damn. And then something else. His family is uber successful.
Oh.
Okay, Michael Strahan basically gave like an entire promo about how I forget if it was Strahan. He said like this guy I forget how he said it, but basically said this guy could have opted not to work for. He has earned his way through this entire.
Comes from money, not motivated by it, is what I heard.
Yeah. So that's like the entire thing. So Artie Smith, it was a very good. Strahan laid it out very well, and I did not know that because I'll tell you what, if my dad founded FedEx, I don't think I'd be a fucking football coach. I don't think I would. So shout out to Atlanta, you got a good one. Yeah. You got a guy who loves football.
Better give some of that money to Matt Ryan.
Well, yeah, they better ask FedEx for a bigger sponsorship because they are going to have to fund a salary cap that is going to be problematic. In the first hour, we also talked about some other breaking news and potential breaking news, and our guy Carrington Harrison, who we did not know who it was whenever we read his tweet stating that Patrick Mahomes did not have a concussion. There was no hit to his head. It was actually a nerve in his neck, and he passed all tests, and he should be fine or something like that. Carrington Harrison's inside sources have told him that. Carrington Harrison then immediately following that, shout out to Carrington Harrison, by the way.
Yep.
Yeah, shout out.
Thank you, Carrington.
We do not know who Carrington Harrison is. But we have met him kind of through this process.
Yes.
I think there's a chance we will get to know. I followed Carrington Harrison.
Okay.
I want to learn more about Carrington Harrison.
Here we go.
Okay.
But whenever he broke that news, and we still don't really know. So if we are wrong, do not toss us back into the juju beast.
No.
We are reporting what other people are saying. This is a part of our duty to do our research so we know all the buzz that is potentially happening around the hive. We need to know the sizzle around the steak. That's why you follow a lot of local people and get what the rumors are insider. We did that last year with Jerry fucking Dulac, Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, and we ended up in a goddamn war because Bleacher Report basically grabbed a goddamn microphone and said, hey, Pat McAfee reported this. So no, we just tried to do our research here, what everybody's saying. Since then, by the way, Bleacher Report and I, we have shaken hands and moved past it.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Bleacher Report said they apologized for what had happened you see.
Did they fix their
Little
post?
late.
They did.
Oh, really? Let's go.
Yeah, because I sent a follow-up. I said, well, thanks for the apology. I appreciate that. I appreciate what you guys do. This is good, whatever, because I do follow them. They do get a lot of news. But they hadn't deleted the post whenever they sent me that thing. So then I had to send a follow-up like, hey, I appreciate what you guys are doing, but are we going to maybe change here? Because social media, you can edit on this particular platform. And they did, by the way, follow up.
Let's go.
So shout out to BR Gridiron. I appreciate you. But anyways, you put us in the middle of a goddamn war. Couldn't have Carrington Harrison do the same thing to us. But Carrington Harrison, I believe he's in Kansas City. I do believe. So, hey, he might have some real inside scoop there.
Hey.
But then Lindsey Jones is reporting Andy Reid confirms that Patrick Mahomes is in the protocol, says he otherwise doesn't have injury updates. So if he's in the protocol, is that the concussion protocol? Which protocol are we talking about? Is Patrick Mahomes playing this weekend? Is the concussion, because the concussion protocol, right? Sometimes that takes some people some things. He was wobbly.
Yeah.
He was a bit wobbly. Couldn't even get back to his corner there. Yeah. Very scary sight. Okay, we're happy to hear he's okay. But if it's a neck nerve thing or if it's a concussion thing, I think those are two different estimates on whether or not he's going to be playing in Orchard Park this weekend against Josh Allen. Andy Reid confirms that Patrick Mahomes is in the protocol, says he otherwise doesn't have injury updates, tweets by Lindsey H. Jones. Lindsey Jones, senior writer for The Athletic. Andy Reid with a Mike Tomlin-esque filibuster to start his Monday media session. Impressive, really. Andy Reid is asked by Adam Hiker, when did 4th and 1 become a throwing down? Reid, I want to BYU. Every down is a throwing down.
Hell yeah.
A lot of Hail Marys over there, they said. What's so funny, Diggs?
I didn't know if that's how it worked.
Yeah. Oh, you're talking about. Anyways, awesome by him. Who knows what's going to happen with Patrick Mahomes? Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady. Woo! Let's have a weekend. There was a lot of things to overreact to in the divisional round, and the country did on Twitter this morning. Hashtag Pat, I don't want to overreact, but was trending in the United States. We appreciate you. Let's get to our favorite segment every single Monday.
Pat, I don't want to overreact.
But, by the way, you should have seen the project manager put that one together.
Oh, yeah.
Unbelievable.
You know what I mean? It was a good.
Impressive. I can't believe it got done in time.
That's what I'm saying. Let's get some overreactions. This is from, jeez.
Sorry.
Zito's poll.
How is Zito's poll doing? You want to go back to it? How is Zito's?
What's going on over there?
Hey, Packers are still in the lead. Hey, here we go.
Hey, look at that
All right,
thing.
let's get some overreaction. This is from _GoHawks. Is Aaron Donald really a human? He got emotional. Hashtag Pat, I don't overreact. But that was awesome to see.
Yeah.
That was very awesome to see. I mean, he almost got a fight there early, grabbed the face mask, said, hey, this is going to be a long day for you. And the guy said, no, it's going to be a long day for you, actually. The 3 interior linemen for the Green Bay Packers strengthened their offensive line. They held Aaron Donald in check. It felt like Aaron Rodgers had all the time in the world that he wanted. Aaron Donald is an absolute specimen of a football player by a lot of people's accounts. I have not watched enough film or give out this award. Best football player on the field whenever he plays football. Going to be a Hall of Famer, legendary guy. Probably top 1 D lineman in the conversation whenever he's all said and done. He's unbelievable. The fucking Packers, because of the cartilage, I'd assume that held him back a good bit. And Jay Glazer laid out a shoulder pad he was wearing to protect it a little bit. I would assume that does affect the explosivity, though, with a rib problem. But watching him get emotional at the end, like that's the type of dude you want on your team, right? You want somebody that cares. Yeah. Jarvis Landry last week was like, I want to practice. Like, that's what I want to do here. And somebody that gets emotional whenever it's a professional sport, what an absolute legendary of a career thus far. And what a human, dude. He's been just just eating weights in his basement in Penn Hills, which is the East Hills of Pittsburgh, since he's probably 4 years old. Just fucking give me that. Give me that. He crushes people.
Yeah.
And then now, by the way, the Rams off season, hell of a season, by the way, Rams, another one. Now it's Instagram Aaron Donald time.
Oh, here we go.
And it
Break
is.
out the knives.
Yeah, get ready. One of the greatest humans ever created athletically is now going to put on a show on Instagram. Get a chance for that.
I did appreciate that he pulled that dude's face mask as close as he possibly could to him to make sure he heard him, what he was going to try to say.
Let me fucking talk to you. Hear me, I want to give you COVID if I got it. That's how fucking close I want to get to you right now. He did not let it go, by the way.
Oh, no.
Knew there was going to be a penalty, and it was just like, I do not care at this particular time. Let's get to the next one. This is from Rick without the. No, Rick without the E. So Rice.
Oh.
Is this guy Rice?
I think so.
At RIC without the E. So this is Rice.
Rice.
Yeah.
This guy's name's Rice. What up, Rice? Hashtag Pat, I don't want to overreact, but Allen versus Mahomes is going to be a matchup we look forward to every single year. The AFC. You know, back in the day when Peyton and Tom, I remember beginning of my career, I got on the tail end of the winningest decade in NFL history with the Indianapolis Colts, which was Peyton Manning and the boys. We went up to New England, or New England came to us every single year. The NFL was like, here we go. This game's going to happen. This game's going to happen. I can't wait to see these guys go after it. I mean, two very talented young guys that look like their peak is nowhere near.
Do you think, I mean, with what we saw from Lamar and Baker, is there really any other teams that can push this? Like, it really does feel like these guys are going to go to the AFC Championship for the next, 10, 15 years.
You need to watch your mouth.
What do you mean?
You need to watch your mouth. What you just said about the Pittsburgh Steelers right there. What you just said about the New York Jets with Deshaun Watson at quarterback.
Uh-oh.
Well,
I think the first shot was at Lamar and Baker for what we saw this weekend.
Yeah, you did kind of say there's no chance they're going to win one. There's a lot of people tweeting that type of stuff.
kind of. I mean,
But what if they do? Then you don't know.
Yeah, but what if the Colts get Stafford? Then
Oh,
look
we
out.
need to
Then hold the phone.
Hold the phone. What if that Stafford? This is what the AFC will have: Stafford, Deshaun Watson, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Baker Mayfield, Trevor Lawrence, Joey Burrow,
Wentz in Pittsburgh.
all right. I don't know what the fuck's going to happen with Carson Wentz, but
going
the
somewhere.
AFC is going to have a lot of those, by the way. There's a lot. In the NFC, I don't know if the younger quarterbacks have hit as hard. And in Miami, who knows who's going to be down in Miami? I mean, the AFC is going to have a pretty stacked bunch of quarterbacks for a good bit here. But I do like Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes getting after it. Let's get to the next one here. It's from Tone Diggs. A guy on the internet. He's a cameraman, it looks like. Hashtag Pat, I don't overreact, but Browns and Ravens got 0% chance of winning a Super Bowl if Baker and Lamar are their quarterbacks. What were you just referring to there, I believe? That was the first shot that you took.
I mean, I'm just using my eyes, just what it looks like. They were like, oh, well, what's the Steelers' chance with Big Ben? Yeah, always got 1 year left. The Browns and Ravens are going to give these guys contracts for the next 5 years, so good luck with that.
The interesting thing is Baker took that team to the playoffs for the first time in, 18 years, 19 years?
Stefanski did good, yeah.
Long time.
Oh, you're saying Stefanski, but then Alex Van Pelt took the boys into Pittsburgh and got a win over the Pittsburgh Steelers, who at one point were undefeated in the playoffs. It's very interesting because Baker, at the beginning of the year, we said this is a prove-it year for Baker. Baker's going to have to play very well, or the new general manager, Andrew Berry, and the new coach are going to be forced to be like, okay, is this what we want to attach our buggy to here for the next time, or do we want to move on? At the beginning of the season, it was like, oh, probably move on. But how the Browns have played here at the end, and now they get on a run, and they could have beat the Chiefs last night. I mean, Chad Henne, fucking nightmare whenever he gets on a football field. But, I mean, they're probably going to stick with Baker. You're probably 100% right. What will Baker become in the Stefanski offense? How will they continue to grow? Remember, they get OBJ back next year again. I mean, maybe he'll be a problem for you guys. And with Lamar, it's just you're banking on Lamar balling out. You know, and by the way, Lamar can get hot. I mean, everybody's seen it. And maybe he goes on an entire run through the Super Bowl. But you need a guy that can sit back and if you're having a completely off day, the offensive coordinator can draw up some shit to make you be great. For instance, if Lamar is having an off day, it's not like old Roman over there can draw up a play that's like, okay, this is going to make Lamar be good. There's like screens and outs and throws that in designs. That's why whenever you see Andy Reid with that offense, guys are wide open in that offense, the way they draw things up. It's like there's a lot of things that you need a guy, I think, that can be an assassin throwing the ball. Can Lamar Jackson make the jump that Josh Allen made throwing the ball from year after year over the last couple of years in the pocket being a passer, I mean, that's still TBD. If he can, and by the way, become that elite passer like he is, I think he's still a good passer, by the way, but become like an elite passer, that probably takes him to the next step. But everybody's assuming he won't be able to do that or won't do that. I wonder why everybody's assuming that.
I just assume because they haven't seen it yet, but I do think Baker for sure has earned getting the 5th year picked up for the Browns.
What about Lamar? You think?
Well, they were talking about contract extension this weekend. I saw reports.
Oh, so they're going big on Lamar?
It seems like it.
Okay.
The word they used it was interesting. They used the words like this: fair for both sides.
What the fuck is that? You know what? This could be fair for both sides.
Not half a billion.
By the way, that's the team setting the standard. Of like, hey, when you hear this number, it's not going to be what everybody else is, but we think it's fair. So can you report that?
Does it have anything to do with Greg Roman, too? I mean, like, Lamar is better than Colin Kaepernick, but, like, after 3 years, you know, like, in his offense, like, they just never adapted. It was just the same thing, and eventually defenses caught up to it.
I have no idea what's going to happen over there. It's so interesting because, I mean, this morning, Greeny said that the difference between Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen is Stephon Diggs. So if you switch Hollywood Brown and Stephon Diggs on those teams, which team probably wins there, you think? You know, that would be the way you would question that whole thing. I still think Josh Allen has taken a step in the pass game that people should have to respect at this point. He can sling that thing. So can Lamar, though. But I think if Lamar takes that jump where he becomes like an elite passer, then it's going to be a problem for everybody. But will he? I don't know. And I don't know what drills you do, by the way. I have no idea. Josh Allen got attached to what? A bunch of like Houston Astros fucking sensor things. And then they like timed him up like he was a golf club, and then he timed everything up. He's gotten immensely better in that whole process. Everybody does, though, by the way.
If they add like an Allen Robinson or a Chris Godwin, does that, like, I guess switching Diggs and Brown.
T.Y. Hilton's out there, too. There's going to be a lot of players that potentially make plays. Now, I don't know where T.Y. is going to go. Hopefully he stays at the Colts because the Colts, Pittman Jr., I guess, is here, and Jack Doyle.
Oh, yeah.
He's fucking done do that.
Pascal.
But it is interesting. The wide receiver market's good this offseason. Yeah. Quarterbacks are going to be on the move. Hey, maybe the offseason won't be too bad. Feels like there's going to be a lot of drama. Yeah. We're going to be able to cook up. Now, we do know that he likes going to all that bullshit. Let's get to the next one, Foxy. This is from Nick Moraldo. A lot of folks complain about what's fair and what's deserved. I'll tell you what's not fair and what's not deserved. If the Bills and Bills Mafia finally make it back to the Super Bowl again and Tom Brady's there waiting for them, the big bad wolf of Foxborough goes and meets him at his home now, Tampa Bay, that would be a damn shame. But I don't think Bills Mafia's worried about that. They're a team now that they weren't back then.
Judging from the responses to that tweet, no, they're not. It sounds like they won another crack at Tom.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Shot at the champ.
Oh, yeah? Is that what they're saying?
And break the curse, yeah.
Is that what they're saying?
I think so.
You think Tom Brady, after he played catch with Drew's kid and everything?
Oh, best ball he's ever seen.
Hey, by the way, good ball.
Great ball.
A lot of pressure on that ball, because it's a small football, so it's not as easy to throw.
Yeah.
Obviously, Tom Brady, though, figured it out.
Naturally.
I mean, he dropped an
Drew can't throw that more than 10
thing's
yards.
a little bit of a duck or kind of a miss.
It might be his last year.
That's Tom Brady, dude. Hey, no, I'm not saying it.
Say it.
Hey, I just retired your dad.
You're welcome. See you later, nerd.
Your dad's going to be around a lot more. You're welcome. Uncle Tom. See you later.
Was that dumb baby from Super Bowl that caught that ball?
I would assume, yeah. The daughter seems to be the most athletic. She was beating the shit out of somebody in that video.
Better than WWE.
That was an awesome video.
She's walking on her hands.
That was absolutely awesome to see that, That was really, really cool to watch.
Yeah.
I hope everybody didn't get COVID, though.
True. Stay safe.
What's the next one? This is from Scotty Doesn't K. Okay. Scotty Sainville from the 514. What's the 514 area code? Anybody know it off the top of their head? Nope. Okay. Hashtag Pat, I don't overreact, but the Bucs linebacker squad are bringing back old school linebackers, big ass fridges with hands. Hashtag let's go. That Buccaneer linebacker squad last night was boom. Same with Leonard Fournette, by the way. I feel like that. And Ronald Jones. I mean, I feel like that team is taking it up the next level. I talked about this, and somebody had mentioned it to me while we were back there. But I've always talked about my rookie year. I played college at West Virginia. We were good. We were very good. We were a very fast team. We won a lot of games. And then you get to the NFL, and it's preseason football. You're like, wow, seems like everybody's really fast here because you're taking like mostly the fastest guys from every team in college. You're going in the NFL, and this is preseason. I was watching everybody. Then we got to the regular season, and it was happening at such a pace where I was like, holy shit, people were flying around trying to kill each other. Like it was the speed level. Then the playoffs, it got picked up. Then the Super Bowl got picked up even more because guys are playing as if like, hey, I got like 2-3 months afterwards. I'm probably going to be on a beach anyways if we lose. I can go ahead and almost pop my hammy like Ronald Jones did while he was running out there. Guys just, whenever they say, do or die, I'm not everybody, obviously, and we've seen guys maybe not give max effort, but a large majority of guys are turning it all. In the speed that the Bucs were playing at last night was awesome to watch. I mean, it was very cool. And what was he coming out of college? 260? Ran a 4.7, 4.6? What was he? Devante?
He was. Hold on, let me look up.
260 pounds or something like that.
Him and White together.
4.4 he ran.
Yeah,
4.4.
Devin White ran.
Devin White, yeah.
He ran a 4.4, I think.
I think he ran a 4.4 or something like that. They are flying down there. It was awesome to see, dude. And by the way, that was the story with the Bucs playing the Saints is Bucs turn the ball over. Go ahead and flip that thing completely. New Orleans turns the ball over. Lose the game.
Yep.
It's easy as that. Tom Brady just put out a site video. Picked 50 Cent song that goes like, feels like my flow's been hot for so long. People think I fell off, you're so wrong.
Patiently waiting.
Yeah, such a cryptic little savage line there. Yeah. Tom Brady picked it. Good for him. Going into Lambeau, going to be cold. Get your long johns.
Is there anything to combat that other than just experience? Like when they always talk about like, well, Rodgers, like the game's so slow for him now. Like is that all it is? It's just the more you've played and the slower things get.
Yeah, just kind of get used to everything, right? Like for instance, in the Oculus arena, I'm playing ping pong.
Okay.
And I've gotten to a score, I think, where I've potentially caught in the eye of the other people that are up in a high score thing. And I'll tell you what. The game has not slowed down for me up there. But at some point, hopefully the game will slow down up there.
First trip to the playoffs.
I think it's going to take some years to get there because, God damn it, I've run into some buzzsaws at ping pong. I have. By the way, I'll play somebody because you can just, you'll be in like a lobby almost. You see somebody's name, their score, which isn't as easy to figure out where they're at, and then you can send them a challenge or whatever. You just send them a challenge, and then they okay it, then it connects it, and you're playing against each other. You have no idea what's on the other side of it. Okay, you have no fucking idea. It's a cat head, all right? It's a paddle. And then it's an Oculus handle. That's all you see. And then and you look to the left, there's the Alps there, okay? It's very nice. Or you're in an arena where you're playing, depending upon who it is. And then all of a sudden, you have to judge off like the first serve what you're fucking in for. And every once in a while, you have like the idiots. And you're like, all right, okay, this is going to be a waste of time here. Even though you're trying to learn, I appreciate this, everything like that. And then every once in a while, you'll get a goddamn guy that isn't talking much. He's already has it set to ranked as soon as you get in there, which means we're playing for real. This isn't an unranked game. This is a real one. And then the serve, he throws that thing up, and then you're just waiting for that thing to fall. You're like, what's coming? What's coming? And then all of a sudden, it's just whoop, and it's just like, oh, fuck, that ball is already by me, But I would assume as the time goes on here, those serves will start to slow down. I'll be sitting on those things.
See the ball.
And whenever I see the score, I have to realize that, when you watch the videos of the very high-end ping pong players, they're off the table. That's what I need to do whenever I see that. I need to get Val off the couch. I need to move the couch. I need a bigger guardian area here. I'm playing against fucking Sun Sea this weekend. SUNSYI. I'll tell you what. I should not have accepted that game.
Good to know.
I hit it, and Sam, is sitting at the table or whatever, and the amount of ranked wins they had was like 1,000 or like maybe 1,300 ranked wins. Okay, so they've been around a long time. In the name, and the proximity was low, so it meant they were somewhere. I was like, all right, here we go. We click in there. I go, I should not have accepted this game. And as soon as the thing started, they gave a wave, and that serve came, I was just like, I got to remember not to fucking do this. Middle of the game, they're up 6-0. I'm like, Sam, this is not. And obviously, she starts talking shit to me now, right? So this person not even talking, and probably I don't know, who knows? Maybe Japan beating the fuck out of me. Then a verbal assault from my wife is happening. Then I just take the fucking thing off, put the paddles down, and just fucking walk it off.
Good day.
That's the Oculus. I need to stay out of there because I've been enjoying this thing. It is not fun up there at the top. I played against a couple of the boys, though, this weekend. Gumpy got into the Oculus Arena.
How'd it go?
I heard he's pretty good.
Tough match. Just
Broke
get
his
warmed
hand.
up.
Gumpy's not bad. He almost broke a wall that he painted at Nick's house. I mean, it was one of those things.
Going hard, at least.
We got to get to a break. The Lizard King's on the other side.
Yeah.
Alan Lazard. I just need to be smarter with my opponents. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Boxers do that.
It's the only way to get better, though.
Sometimes you drop in there and you're like, what the fuck is this?
You're going to test out the 6-foot toss in the air for the serve? Or
I am a good server.
Yeah.
I have a good serve.
If I'm not mistaken, Sun Xi was I think the silver medalist at the 2008 Beijing Olympics. So, I mean.
Gonna win the gold next. If I know anything about who I was playing against. Bro, I put in all these fucking hours training. And then you get there, it does not matter.
Relative, right?
Everything's relative.
Yeah.
Sun C kicked the shit out of me. All right, we got to get to a break. Alan Lazard joins us on the other side. Big time touchdown the other night from Aaron Rodgers. I guess this guy tries juices and scores them.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh. I'm excited to talk to Alan. This is going to be our first conversation. You got about 4 minutes. We'll see you then. This is Pat McAfee Show. A perennial Pro Bowler, an all-pro, a man who's aging like fine wines, Green Bay Packers legend, Super Bowl champion, from Butte, California, ladies and gentlemen, Aaron Rodgers!
Please tell me that that's going to be a one-time thing.
What is the longest you've ever thrown?
Yeah, somewhere between 68 and 70, Pat. I don't know, right in that sweet spot.
69 yards is how far you threw it. Nice, congrats.
Hell yeah! Hell yeah!
Of course you have, by the way. Of course you have.
With home!
That doesn't get you going for a game? Are you kidding me?
No, but I have a funny Creed story. So, in 2007, we're playing the Dallas Cowboys on Thursday night. We're 10-1. I have long hair. I'm a backup. And before the game, we walked down the field, and I don't know if it was on purpose, but our intro song was Creed with Arms Wide Open. I looked to my buddy Nate Weir, who AJ knows Nate really well, and we both said this is going to be a good night. And that was the night I came in off the bench and played pretty well and kind of changed the narrative about me from, possible draft bust to, hey, this guy might be able to play, maybe.
Thank you, Creed.
Yeah! My kids say, like, oh, if they see him on TV, oh, there's Uncle Aaron, look at that. Oh, Dad, is that Uncle Aaron's dog? I'm like, nah, it's a prop dog. They're like, well, what happens to that? I was like, oh, I think he hasn't killed after that.
What the hell's wrong with you?
Like, oh, no, AJ.
I noticed this past Sunday, you were smiling, shaking hands, giving a lot of high fives to the boys on the side. What have you seen in this old footage that has rejuvenated your love? Or is it something else about this 2020 season that seems to have you just in a better headspace?
Why am I having so much fun?
Bingo.
I have just a new and increased love of life. And I've made decisions and changes and habits that put me in a lot better headspace. And there's just a lot of things that have come together in my life over the last few months that have really been enjoyable and reminded me, given me perspective on life and in football to view things through the most positive lens I possibly can. And that's why I'm having so much fun. And it starts with love. And then surround yourself with people that you really enjoy. This show is, to get sentimental, this show is just another step in that, because I love Age so much. And Pat, I have so much respect for you and the boys. Like, this was such a fun opportunity. And now I look forward to this every Tuesday.
I didn't think I could continue to be an FCC-regulated person without really hitting my max potential.
And that's why he's with us. I love it. The Pat McAfee Show on Mad Dog Sports Radio, Channel 82.
Welcome back to that show. Oh, beat came in there. Joining us now is a man who had a massive touchdown. Long ball. Grabbed it with his fingertips. Secured it. Scored a touchdown. Celebrated with his friends. Ladies and gentlemen, a man who was undrafted out of Iowa State, spent some time at Jacksonville, then he went on to the Green Bay Packers. This year, had a massive start to the season, got hurt, had surgery, was out, came back, making plays, and I do believe I just watched a video that he put out where they called him the Lizard King. Ladies and gentlemen, Alan Lazard. Yeah! What's going on, man?
It's good.
Hey,
thanks for having me.
Hey, thank you. Lizard King, is that the nickname, the Lizard King?
Yep. I've kind of been going with that whole thing now. You know, my whole life, my last name Lazard, obviously spelled just like lizard, just replacing the I with an A. So growing up, a lot of people have mispronounced my last name several times, calling me Lizard. So I've always kind of had that name kind of hovering around me, growing up and everything. And I think as I've obviously grown up and been more in the spotlight, a lot more people have kind of embraced that. And obviously, Robert California with the famous line in The Office kind of just put the punch right where it needed to be.
You know, it's like Geico Gecko. You know, that's the same type of thing.
Right.
Have you seen True Detective with the Lizard King?
I haven't. No.
Oh, yeah.
Good.
Don't watch it.
Don't do it.
Don't watch it. You good?
I'm great.
Hey, you look good over there, man. Where are we? Are we in your room right now? Where are we at?
We're in my little loft area, just hanging up upstairs. Got a nice little spot in Green Bay. You know, being in Green Bay, people obviously complain, saying, you know, it's not the big city and all that, but rent is very cheap here. A lot of space, which I love. So I'm loving living here in Green Bay. I got a nice little loft. My basement's nice and set up. For me to go out there and chill out, hang out with the boys when I need to, and just be in my space to be the best me.
We saw MVS's house, I believe, was massive as well. You guys seem to be having a great time right now. This offense seems to be almost unstoppable at this point. Whenever you guys need to turn it on, you can turn it on. When you scored your touchdown, obviously massive moment, but in the offense itself, do you guys feel, and yourself included, like every single play feels like we can make a big play? It feels like every single play could be a massive play, especially with the guy that's throwing the ball.
Yeah, definitely having Aaron Rodgers back there kind of running the show helps tremendously. But, you know, really it's the other 9 guys on the field as well. You know, I think we have very talented top to bottom through our entire roster. Offensively, you know, we have a great O-line, great running backs, and obviously Devante leading our receiving room as well. We feel like we have weapons top down through the board and everything. So, yeah, like you said, it doesn't matter what play they call. We go out there with the confidence and the belief in ourselves that we're going to score every play.
Top 2, not 2 with Devante. Are you pretty pumped that he is now a part of that national conversation?
Absolutely. You know, I think it's really something that's been long overdue. If you really watch his tape and you study receiver technique, the intricacies of the game and everything, it's something that he does at an elite level. You know, no one on this planet can stay with him. You know, I think I've said before, his feet should be registered weapons, just like some boxers, MMA people have their hands registered weapons. You know, what he does on the football field with his feet is unbelievable. And that's why he's not 2, but he's in a own category of himself.
So interesting to me because I don't know much about Devante, I don't think. I've been a fan, obviously, here, and hearing his name in the conversation of best wide receiver in the NFL has been very cool, I think, for a lot of Packers fans who've gotten a chance to watch this, and obviously for Devante. But then they said before the game, he went up to Jalen Ramsey and said, hey, let's give these people what they want or something like that. Like, I love that. Like, is that what Devante's like all the time? Is that the type of, is he a guy that will talk or chirp a little bit, or is he just super competitive and whatever? Because I love that even more if that's the case.
Yeah, you know, I think that's a really big part of who he is, and really, you know, a lot of players on our team. You look at Aaron as well, super competitive. You know, Devante goes out there every single day and works his butt off. In practice, it could be routes on air, we're just getting warmed up. You know, he's going out there working as hard as he can, trying to be better, trying to improve his game because, you only get so many limited opportunities to capitalize in the league and in the NFL. So he knows that. And I think with his work ethic, he's really instilled that within our wide receiver room as well, of knowing that you have to go out there and be your best self every single day, push yourself to the another limit, so that he can go out there and give the fans what he wants. And he for sure has been doing that all year, and saw that Saturday as well.
That's a fucking awesome quote. Hey, they want it. Why don't you just give it to them? Why don't you cover me? Like that is such a, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's like it's not, you're not really taking a shot, but you're definitely, there's quite a joust happening right there. Ty, what do you got?
Alan, I don't want to say you came out of nowhere because I've been watching you for years, but at what point did things really click for you in the NFL when you knew like you could be a guy? And how often did you wish that you would have went to Iowa instead of Iowa State?
Great question. That's a good follow-up.
Never. I did know when you guys had me in the queue waiting to get on the show, you guys had my graphic right next to the Hawkeye helmet that you have there on your desk. So I did know that.
Nice.
Trying to take some jabs there. But Iowa State obviously is doing a lot better this year and will continue to do so with Matt Campbell at the helm.
He's going to get poached. He's going to get poached.
Yeah.
But, which kind of ties into the beginning part of the question. When I really knew that I could play in the NFL and be a great player was when Matt Campbell showed up at Iowa State, and he held me to these really high expectations and standards that, for me, I couldn't see myself reaching those levels at that time because I didn't have anyone else to compare to reflect it to. But once I got here to Green Bay, and I had guys like Devante, Aaron Rodgers, David Bakhtiari, Mercedes Lewis, just to kind of name a few guys to hold themselves at a high standard every single day, I was easy to attach myself to them and follow their lead and role. So it was only, it's been in the works for a long time. I've always believed in myself. I've always had the utmost confidence, but just having guys to validate that, to push me, and to hold me to a high standard has been in the works for a couple of years now.
Had to feel pretty good the day that it all kind of worked for you in Green Bay and say, man, thank God the Jaguars cut me. Now, granted, there's no state tax, and it's warm down there, and obviously Urban's going to – and all that stuff, but it has to feel pretty good to be a part of the offense and the team that you're a part of up there in Lambeau. This weekend you're playing in the most iconic stadium at home against Tom Brady, and you're going to be a massive part of the offense. Has to be pretty fucking cool. Now, let's talk about something a little bit more serious here. You do a juice review, is that right? I saw a couple. I believe it's on TikTok. I do not do the TikTok, but if something makes its way from TikTok into my Twitter timeline, I know that it is being talked about. If it's hopped out of that platform into another platform and then into my timeline, I know it's doing well. I believe you are a very accomplished juice reviewer at this point. Congrats on that. How did we fall into this pastime?
So it kind of all started when I went through my injury. I went through surgery and I was on IR, so my schedule was a lot more wide open. I had a lot more free time. And, one thing with the Green Bay Packers, I think they do an outstanding job with the food and nutrition that they bring for us and provide for us at the stadium. And they put out a juice every single day. So I've been drinking those juices all year. Just wanted to kind of have some fun with it. Started, making some stories, giving my opinion on the juices and everything. And then recently just kind of got put on the TikTok gang and started putting my videos on there and just kind of been running with it since.
Okay, do the people that make the juices know that you're judging it? And have you ever said, this juice stinks?
Yes, I have. There's been a few juices with cayenne in it, and that's like my least favorite. That's my yeah. That's just not for me. Too hot, too spicy. But I appreciate all those juices. My guy Big Smooth looks up the smoothies every single day. I got my smoothie right here. So he looks up the smoothies and the juices. And Adam does a great job of just top to bottom, juices, food, nutrition, all that.
Yeah, except for the bullshit cayenne pepper ones he puts out there. Save those in the back, Smooth. What do you got, Connor?
Yeah, Lizard King, I see you got the Bucs jersey on. Are you a big basketball guy? And also, are you going to try and become a part owner similar to Aaron?
Yeah, I got to represent Giannis and the Bucs here. I am a big basketball fan. Basketball is really my first love. One of my favorite coaches of all time was my high school basketball coach, Brad Bjorken. So yeah, I've always loved basketball, and I've always dreamed about playing in the NBA. Fortunately for me, I just ended up in the NFL. But, hopefully once this COVID stuff gets out of the way, I'll be able to attend some games this year or hopefully in the near future to be out there. And, I just love sports. I love competition, and I think being on the court side of the basketball game, especially in a playoff atmosphere, doesn't really get much better than that as a fan.
Yeah. I've been there. It is wild, but you're a part of the show now too. Now whenever you're down there courtside, you know what I mean. A lot of eyes are on you there. No drinks can be spilled. You know what I mean. You're on TV. Can't get up to piss only at certain times because if not, you're blocking to something. A lot of pressure down there courtside. I hope you perform well down there. You said your first love was basketball. What did you get any offers to play basketball? Were you pretty good?
Yeah, I was decent. I couldn't really shoot very well, so to speak. When I was younger, my jumpers improved vastly, especially since being in Green Bay. We have a hoop in our team room actually, so our team meeting room. So we shoot all the time. But in high school, I was just really I like to call myself a more athletic Russell Westbrook. I couldn't really shoot, but I was just running up and down the floor, just dunking it. Yeah, I think I had like 46 dunks my junior year.
Where are you from originally?
Des Moines, Iowa. I went to Urbandale High School.
So you're just running around Iowa dunking on all the little white kids all through high school?
All throughout the Midwest, yes, sir.
Probably dunked on this guy.
There's a lot of Hawkeye fans I dunked on.
I love that. You play video games?
Honestly, this is probably the first year I stopped playing video games.
Look at you scoring touchdowns divisional round. Hey,
that's funny how that works.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out this whole life thing, becoming an adult, and everything. So I've sat down the Xbox controller for now. My friends are really pissed. I'm really big into FIFA, and Call of Duty. So those have been like my main two games. But as soon as the season's over, I'm picking that controller up and I'm about to just lock myself in our room for probably 48 hours straight.
Hey, well, good luck in there, Lizard King. Good luck this weekend, pal. We're all incredibly happy and proud to watch you play, dude. Undrafted guy making big-time plays. It's awesome. Thanks for your time today.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Appreciate that.
Hey, that catch was a hell of a catch, too, by the way. It wasn't just like it was handed to you. I mean, normally Aaron will just drop it right into your hands for you, but you had to make a hell of a play at like probably 20 miles an hour. That's a big-time play.
Yeah. It's about time I kind of paid the dues back to him.
Oh, because of the
just amazing passes every time. One time I had to go make a play, and I did.
That's very nice of you to do that for him, isn't it?
Yeah, he's a great guy.
It feels like your team really likes each other. You talked about the hoop in the team room. Is it a very chill atmosphere over? It feels like if you watch you guys, not just now, obviously you're in the Final Four, so the team, there's a lot of good things to talk about now whenever you're in the champ. But for the last, maybe even the entire season, it felt like you guys were a very tight group. Why is that, you think?
I really just think it's the people inside the entire organization, top to bottom. I think Coach LaFleur and the staff that he's brought in there as well. We're really close with our coaches. I think the communication level, relationship level that we have, and just type of conversations that we have in our locker room with our coaches, with our teammates, and just really everyone inside the whole organization brings us really closer, and we're able to obviously share this unique bond and this journey together. And we've just really been piggybacking off the great year that we've been having.
Man, that's awesome. Enjoy the hell out of it. I don't think that happens all the time. Could you tell us what scary ninja means?
Scary ninja. I can't.
Come on. You almost had him.
Because I know you can ask the guy tomorrow about it.
Yeah, he wouldn't tell us, so I try to ask everybody else.
Yeah, don't try to get me in trouble. I'm just finally having success, and now you're trying to put me in the dog pile.
That is not how I would have blamed it on somebody else. I would have said I was talking to somebody.
I already dropped that one pass, man. I already have he's gonna be on my ass all week. Like, come on.
Hey, big game this weekend. Good luck, man, ladies and gentlemen. Alan Lazard. Thank you. Let's go, Hey, picking up that FIFA controller the day this season over.
48 hours.
I like what he's doing over there.
Yeah,
put the game down.
Yeah, Dalt.
What's that, dude?
Whoa. What do you mean, dude? Huh?
Oh, Diggs is still. By the way, Diggs is proud of the fact that he has been entrenched in battle with the Juju Bees Since last week's situation with Jerry Dulac breaking news, Diggs has, because at the end of that video where we said, it is being reported that Juju wants to leave for a bigger market or whatever. At the end of that video, I asked, do Steelers fans want Juju to still be there? And Diggs cuts a promo against younger Steelers fans.
Yeah.
And in that promo, he by the way, I was taking shrapnel because of his promo, I think, at one point. Yeah, probably. And also because Bleacher Report, what they were saying for me. So I was taking some shrapnel, even though I just did my due diligence, as did Diggs. But Diggs took a personal shot at the Juju Bees, the actual fan base of Juju. And Diggs, you've been entrenched in battle with them literally for days now at this point. So when Lazard says, I want to focus on football, I put the games down. For you, that was just like, yep, here's a clip. I'm going to do this on Twitter when I'm back into the beehive, pal. Is that right?
It's just the easiest group. At this point, it's really fun. It's because they're just an easy group to rile up, and then they send their shots at you, but none really land ever. So.
Well, the thing about
shots fired.
Drunk bees. They're not landing. That's interesting.
Big Ben wants him back.
Big Ben said, I'll come back. Juju does too.
Yeah.
Buzz them all right back into
Big Benedict.
Whoa. No.
Dude, that's your quarterback.
It's unbelievable. Don't do that. What did Ben Roethlisberger do to you?
No,
that guy gave up everything he loved to be better at football.
Yeah.
I don't say anything bad about Ben.
You just did.
You just called him Big Benedict.
Well, he switched sides.
Big shout out to Alan Lazard, by the way. I'm happy he doesn't know who the Lizard King was, by the way.
Yeah, thank God.
Just keep it going, man. Good nickname. He was a cool dude.
Oh, yeah.
Very cool.
Very cool guy. Think he's good at FIFA? Everybody loves FIFA that loves video games, huh?
Yeah. I feel like he's.
Why is it? Good game? Easy game?
If you're really good at it, it's real fun.
Yeah.
But if you suck at it, it's not fun.
Are you really good or really terrible?
I love that game. I'm a big defense guy.
Oh, so you're good at the game.
I parked the bus.
Well, that's like Ocho, right? Ocho says he'll beat everybody.
Yeah.
I see him lose like 5 times.
Okay. How many games has he played?
Probably 10. I don't know.
We need the denominator.
I need to talk about denominator situation.
We need a denominator. Let's go to Big Jake in Wisconsin. Big Jake, what's going on?
Hey, Pat, boys, how we doing down there?
Hey, not too shabby down there. What's going on, Big Jake?
Hey, so I wanted to know, with the season basically coming to a close now, I wanted your honest opinion. If you were in a 20 by 20 foot room with your life on the line, would you rather fight 2 Dobermans, 30 raccoons, or 100 squirrels?
Great question, Big Jake. Well, let's go to John in Texas. John, what's going on?
What's going on, Mr. Pat? How you and the boys doing today?
Hey, not too shabby. I'll tell you what, I thought about answering that last question, but man, the amount of breakdown you would have to really have a full, educated conversation about those things would take too much time, so I couldn't do it. So I was like, you know what? John in Texas is about to come in with some absolute magic. John, what's going on?
Well, of course, and I want to ask y'all, why y'all sitting around here acting like the Browns was really going to win that damn game? They get the ball back, 8 minutes left, smoke it like a CBD cone, and then on 4th and 1, you don't guard the number 1 target because we all lollygagging thinking that they trying to get free 5 yards. They weren't ready to play football, Mr. Pat. They didn't need to be there. I understand that they beat the Steelers, but we were just having all day. The Browns.
Hey, John.
The Browns.
John, what about the fumble that was a touchdown turned into a touchback? The Browns got screwed, John.
The Browns got screwed my ass. The Browns, Pat. Once they get Odell back, they're going back to the jet sweep reverses, the Landry passes. Once they get their new toy back, they're really going to be the same old Browns.
Damn. Wow. John went on a run there. He is a Steelers fan. I'm thankful he called in there after Big Jake in Wisconsin. Don't want the dogs, by the way.
No
Okay,
way.
You don't want the dogs.
No.
You probably pick the squirrels just because they're the smallest, but I'll tell you what, my lady's been feeding the goddamn squirrels around my house.
Yeah.
We got some goddamn groundhogs flying around with big tails, okay, in the backyard. These things are fat. We're talking about overweight, diabetes squirrels are running around my house right now, and Sam's just dumping them more and more food out there. I'm like, that son of a bitch ain't gonna be able to get up a fucking tree, in a week or two, so I don't think I want the squirrels over the raccoons because I got little children running around with the raccoon size with the food they've been eating around my house.
What happens when the squirrels eat the raccoons' food too? I mean, there might be a
no, they have
battle out
two
there.
two very distinct, different
Jets versus
neighborhoods.
Sharks.
The squirrels are up on the high ground.
Oh, okay.
The raccoons are down on the ground, but the possum will fuck around and get in there too. And that's when you see the nastiness from the raccoons. When possum shows up, he looks a little bit different than them, so they all kind of team up as opposed to yelling at each other, which does get very serious out there.
I'm expecting a Royal Rumble-esque toss from the deck, just looking into the future.
I'll tell you what, one fat squirrel, that thing will not be able to pick up anybody out there. They are all so fat. I mean, diabetes in the backyard.
Oh, yeah.
It's in nature over there.
So they might get greedy, though, and take some of the other food then.
Yeah, well, we had one raccoon that made a home up on the thing because when it's cold, they all disappear. They don't come. When it's snow, I guess they hibernate or whatever. There was this one raccoon that just stayed up on our deck underneath a chair, kind of like built like a little home up there.
Jeez.
Yeah, so Sam was feeding one raccoon for like 4 or 5 days like it was an actual pet. That sumbitch came out of hibernation. All the other ones hadn't eaten in 4 or 5 days. They see goddamn King Albert up here on the thing. He's like fucking just falling down the stairs back because he was so fat. I mean, it's a wild time to be alive outside.
Honestly, I'm surprised that you haven't built an enclosed habitat on your deck.
Oh, don't worry. There's an arts and crafts time coming up in the next week or so where we're turning coolers into cutting holes in them with entire like hay in there. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because they need heat because it's getting fucking cold. Not that they've ever survived in fucking cold before. That's what the fur's for. We're gonna make their life a little bit more plush.
Hey, you got a hotel going on over there.
Yeah, we do a raccoon.
Do not let those things
breakfast.
get too comfortable.
No.
What are you talking about? I literally had one hibernate on the porch.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Next thing you know, you're going to walk in and he's going to be sitting on your spot in the couch.
No, he's not.
With the goddamn remote.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
Have the damn Oculus on.
Those
Shit
raccoons.
rabies all over your couch.
No.
Oh, come on.
They are very polite though. Like
For now.
when she holds a cookie out, the raccoon will come over and just take it with 2 hands and like give like a thank you and then just kind of walk away and then they'll eat it and then they'll dip their hands into the water because they don't create any saliva and then they'll go right back into it. And then whenever they'll come back over and yeah, thank you, and then walk away. It's fucking wild.
Everything's
dude.
fine now because you're feeding them. Wait till you go on vacation for 10 days and then they come back and the house is burnt down because the raccoons got stuck in a fireplace.
But no, by the way, the raccoons know not to go inside the house because it's much better outside the house.
Yeah, more
you know what I
food.
mean? There's more shit.
Yeah.
It's almost been a nice little strategy to keep them out of the walls of the house, which was where they used to live, which we didn't know. But I went down to the in-laws' house. They have a new dog named Albert. He's a Pomeranian Chihuahua.
Ooh.
Very small animal. But it was very interesting because you know how they say birds migrate south in the winter or whatever?
Oh, yeah.
Around Sam's mom's house, they do not because she puts out so much bird seed. There's like woods behind. You walk out there, you think you're in goddamn like Avatar. Like
That's awesome.
The amount of birds that are in it. It's insane. All of the birds in Indiana like migrate either to Florida or they go to like to Alabama or they go to Sam's mom's house. So I don't think this thing is stopping, by the way. I believe nature calls is only growing around the outside of the house. It's awesome.
So if they don't migrate, does that mean that they might die?
No, they're getting more than fed around
Yeah,
here.
being well fed.
There's peanut butter sandwiches out there. It's only growing.
I'm going to start hanging on that backyard.
Tina puts on fake wings.
Eating bird food.
As Reese comes back here.
Like Billy Madison Penguin.
It was way too hot for a penguin. Let's go to Brian in New Jersey. What's going on, Brian?
Pat, what's going on, bro?
Just hanging out, realizing that a zoo is being created at my house right in front of my eyes. And to be honest, I don't really mind it. It's kind of cool to watch, but it might get a little bit too much. What do you want to talk about?
Listen, bro, that's awesome, but I want to get back to some Oculus, and I don't want to overreact, but I've been playing the Oculus boxing for 2 weeks now, and I just want to say there's no way you have a single knockout in the outclass difficulty in that game.
Okay, so I'll do one. I'll record one tonight. Yeah, I actually had one this morning or last night. No, last night actually. It was a 4-round bout, pal. I got knocked down once in the first round, once in the second round, once in the third round. Fourth round, 10 seconds in, one right hook, knockout. And by the way, it was like yeah, I do have knockouts at every single. There's only one person I didn't knock out, and I won by points. You stink at boxing. This is not my fault. This is your fault. Have you been dying in there, Brian?
Bro, I'm sweating my balls off. I just fucking went 3 rounds, gave it my all. Yeah. I'm sweating my ass off, and I get a fucking draw afterwards? What the hell is this shit?
I'll tell you what, I ain't never get a draw, bro. You need to change your mindset going in there. You know, it is a great workout. I get a lot of people that I'm friends with that are in pretty successful parts of athletics who are in pretty good shape, and they're dying in there. Just dying in that Oculus ring. It's real, dude. It is very real.
And you're going back through for dodging too, right? Now you're working on the other
Defense,
parts.
yeah,
of the
I'm trying to
game.
play defensive boxing.
Here we go. Like Fury.
Tim McAfee and I squared up a little bit earlier.
Whoa. Oh, yeah.
He and I squared up, just a little thing. And I saw
the opening.
I think it is translating. I don't want to get punched in real life, okay? But I do believe it does translate a little bit. I'm starting to, if I just give one right there, that whole thing's going to open up.
Yeah.
Oh, bang. Oh, bang. Knockout.
Could you play in front of a boxing bag and have it?
Oh, it probably hurts so
Oh,
bad.
that hurts so bad.
Oh, because you have things on your hands.
Yeah, that would hurt so bad.
Tape them up.
That would hurt so bad. Let's get to one more call here before we get out of here. Got about 90 seconds left. Let's go to Keith in Illinois. Keith, what's going on?
Hey, Pat. How's it going, man? I got two questions about the Packers, but first I wanted to say thank you for you and the boys and what you guys do. I listen to the pod a couple of days a week, too. You guys are awesome.
Hey, we appreciate you for listening, brother. We got about 15, 20 seconds here. Can you get both those things in?
I'll just go with one. Honestly, is there anyone that can stop Devante Adams? That dude is an absolute fucking freak, man.
That's what Lazard just said. There's not a single person that can cover him. He is so good. And he doesn't use his hands. I guess it's all his feet. And Lazard said that he should register them as weapons. I mean, what an incredible. And by the way, you pair that up with probably the best football thrower of all time. I mean, it's quite a weapon there. And they know it, by the way. Mm-hmm. I think Aaron told us one time he texted Devante before a game and was like, hey, we need to have a big one, basically. And they're both like, yep, you're fucking right, we do. Like that's a great tag team to have. Now, will Jordan Love and Devante be able to do the same thing? Not 100% sure, but we will see how it shall turn out. Doesn't feel like the Aaron Rodgers Packers offense is going to get stopped.
Nope.
No.
You just got to hope you can contain it. Mm-hmm. Tom Brady. Is Antonio Brown going to play? Ooh. Scotty fucking Miller. Gronk. Brait. Evans. Godwin. Fournette. Jones. I mean, there's a lot of weapons.
A lot of guys.
What an NFC matchup we have. Hour 3 is on the other side with A.J. Hawk, who could have broke news, chose not to. You got about 6 minutes. Go ahead and take a shit.
Lakers, welcome to the Blender, the home of a team and a fan base on a playoff push the likes the world has never seen before. Crescent City, get on your feet for tonight's starting lineups, brought to you by Sprite, an incredibly refreshing drink. Starting at forward was the number 2 overall pick in the 2016 NBA draft. Now he's an NBA All-Star, Brandon Ingram. At forward, this man has been dunking on little white kids on the internet for 10 years. The incomparable, unstoppable 6'6" phenom, Zion Williamson. At center, standing at 8 feet tall, from Georgia Tech, number 22, Derek Favors. This man's family had a reality show in Lithuania. He was born and raised in LA, but he found his J in the N-O. Lonzo Ball. And the OG of the roster. On the court, he's a monster. Braids hanging, shots banging. It's not Drew, it's Drew Holiday. Let's get this done. Thank you very much. Go Pelicans.
Tired of me right now.
basketball. This will be a 5-bowler from the Red Panda. Up we go. Yes! 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 Red Panda! What a legendary moment.
You're a legend. It's an honor.
Right, so mission accomplished, right? Come down, intro some players, throw some bowls to Red Panda, fly back to Indianapolis. Success story, Foxy. What a fucking night.
First things first, 50-yard trash can drop into the bucket accuracy contest. Apple, set go. Yeah, you got it. You got it. Yeah, you got it. Yeah, you got it.
All right, let's see how easy it is to catch now with the boys.
Time maybe to play down low. All right, so you can throw the shit out of it and catch it. I think the XFL ball gets a big pass. By the way, I hit some bombs with it as well.
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about.
Speaking his mind
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
while being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Good afternoon. Hour 3 on this Overreaction Monday, January 18th, 2021. We'll begin immediately following this beat drop from Twine. Whew. There it was. Now we begin. Not a bad show today, I don't think. A lot of conversation. Alan Lazard was awesome. Wide receiver for the Packers, makes his first appearance on the show. Happy to say he's probably going to be a friend of the show for a while. That was a great conversation with him.
Yeah.
We were talking off the air. Ty said that he remembers him playing high school football or high school sports back in Iowa.
Yeah, he was like one of the highest, I mean, usually Iowa doesn't have very many 4- or 5-star receivers coming out of the high schools around there. So it was like a big deal when he was coming out. His dad and his brother went to Iowa State, so I knew he wasn't going to come to Iowa, but he played, I mean, he was an All-American, so it's awesome now that, he's on my team.
Yeah,
he's on
it's
my
good.
side.
Nice. Yeah, because he was very loyal to the Iowa State, too, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of a savage move there by Jay, graphics guy, putting him right next to the Go Hawks thing. That a boy, Jay.
That boy, Jay.
A little savage shot.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Sure, Jay. Do some research. What a cerebral fucking guy Jay is.
Yeah.
Jay had no idea.
What are you gonna do?
Legit. That was a good conversation, though. Feels like that Packers team is at a place that everybody has to be pumped about if you're associated with that Packers organization. Joining us now is a man who could have broke some news, chose not to. Instead, this morning put out a tweet of confirmation about the hiring that Urban Meyer made as the strength coach for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Also a man who watched diligently this past weekend during the divisional round so that he could have great, astute conversation about football. Ladies and gentlemen, college football champion and Super Bowl champion, AJ Hawk. How's it going, AJ?
It's going pretty well. How are you?
You know, not too shabby. Lazard was a good conversation. I was pumped about. Ian Rapoport didn't really break much news, but he was a good conversation. And the divisional round was awesome. I thought we had a lot of really good football. How are you doing, AJ?
Oh, I'm doing well. I heard most of the Rapoport interview. That was good. A lot of interesting stuff, especially with the coaching hires.
Yeah, and then also he kind of said that he's getting direct information from owners and GMs, right? And because I asked him, I said, who would be getting that information? He said, well, in that situation, it's the owner and GM or whatever. And I'm like, because I also asked in other situations like this, who would be giving you information that you would say is good, reliable information? And then when he said that, I was like, did he hear me say in other situations like this? Or is that who's talking to these guys? Do these guys just have billionaires texting them about what's breaking in their whole entire organization? That's very fascinating to me. And they'll never give up their sources. But I would like to know like the range of who the fuck is it? Can I owners, or is it like assistant coaches? You know what I mean, AJ? I want to know who it is all the time.
Well, I mean, there's definitely assistant coaches that talk to the media a lot, and there's people in front offices that aren't the GM that are below them. There's a lot of people that work for a team, so there's so many different people that can be sources. But he's right. Like assistant coaches aren't going to know if they're going to try to trade Deshaun Watson, or like they probably know what we know. Like they don't really tell them because we know how paranoid owners, GMs, coaches, everybody are. They don't want to tell anybody what they're going to do.
How'd you find out about Schlegel to the strength coach position in Jacksonville?
After he flew down there and I think interviewed or got his contract dialed in, that's when I found out about it.
When was that?
What was it, yesterday, I think?
Yeah. Sure,
yeah.
dude.
Yeah. I saw rumblings. You could have dipped your toes into the news breaking pond. You could have been the guy.
That's not really my thing. That's not really.
I know, but it's kind of, every once in a while you just fucking see the pool and you're like, you know what? Fuck it. Bang! And then you kind of like get to shore and you're like, all right, I'm cool with that. You know what I mean? Just thought you were going to jump on in. Thought it was going to happen. How pumped are you, though, for him? Is this something he wanted to do? Was he a strength coach somewhere else? I know he had the incredible show alongside General Bob Carpenter in the mornings in Columbus, which we do listen to over here. But what was he doing, and how pumped are you? Is he going to be perfect for this job?
Yeah, he's going to be awesome, man. Anyone that's been around Schlegel, like he's the most positive, upbeat, hardcore, savage guy there is. And he wasn't looking for this job. No, I think Urban reached out to him when it looked like he was going to make the jump. And I think he told Schlegel, like, hey, I want you to be my guy. And Schlegel, he was a strength coach at Ohio State. He was an assistant strength coach in that picture they show of him jacking that dude. He was an assistant under Urban then. Then he got out and just left on his own and started his own thing. He's selling this thing called The Difference. He's making it. He's hustling all over the country. And then this opportunity came up, and I think he thought about it for a while, and bam, he's going down there.
What is The Difference? Is that a pre-workout, dude?
Ooh. No, it's like this striking tool that he sells to weight rooms all around high school, college, and the NFL. A lot of places have it.
What is it?
It's like a little mini sled. Like, the sleds out there that like you hit for like – yeah. It's like a mini one that you put up in weight rooms. Like he has them all over weight rooms all over the country.
Oh, so he's become like a bazillionaire with the entrepreneur. I'll just create a thing now. I'll go down to Jacksonville, become a strength coach in the NFL, maybe win a Super Bowl or something like that, and just have good for Coach Schlegel. Yes. Buckeye hero.
Yeah. Now let's see who else Urban hires. Has he hired anybody else on that staff?
It's interesting because Urban Meyer was asked about it in his press conference, and he talked about how he doesn't want to take a lot of people from Ohio State. He said he didn't know if he ended it with some humility. He said, to be honest, I'm not sure if anybody would want to come anyways. It is Ohio State. But then he talks about how sound the structure of Ohio State coaching is and how maybe one guy will come or something like that. I mean, there's been a lot of names that have been floated out there. I'm intrigued by it all. Like, does he hire, like, for instance, Schlegel was never an NFL strength coach before, right? I mean, Urban Meyer was never an NFL head coach. This guy was never an NFL strength coach. It's like, we can figure it out, right? He's just trying to find, I think, like the best people he's encountered potentially and be like, we can figure this out. And I kind of like it, by the way, because there's a lot of new names in the hiring circles that doesn't normally happen.
Oh, yeah. And like when you think about Urban knows, like my offensive coordinator and my defensive coordinator are very, very important. I'm jumping into this NFL thing with no experience. So that's going to be the most interesting, who those coordinators become. And then what's Urban's responsibilities on game day? What's he going to do? Is he going to try to call plays? I doubt it. But yeah, it's going to be cool to see how it plays out.
I'll tell you what, being a head coach that doesn't call plays would be pretty cool.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, come on.
No headset.
Come on. Let's go. We fucking run now.
It's like Nagy that one game that he passed it on. He was just on the sideline.
Come on.
Step it up.
That'd be awesome. What do you got, Nick?
Schefter said they're interviewing Raheem Morris for the DC.
Okay, he was just a head coach down there. I would assume his defense he started playing better, right? Whenever he got in there, they started winning some games.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be intrigued to see how all these coaching staffs kind of fold up. Dan Orlovsky is saying that he loves the crew that Bob Saleh is putting together up there in New York. Jeremy Fowler has tweeted out that multiple sources connected to Eagles coaching search believe Patriots offense coordinator Josh McDaniels is a prime candidate for the head coaching job. Bucs defensive coordinator Todd Bowles interviews this afternoon and has some internal support. Chiefs offense coordinator Eric Bieniemy does not have interview planned. Stay tuned. Okay, so the last tweet was just to, just go ahead and
Stir it up.
by the way, if you were wondering, so Josh McDaniels allegedly met for like 4 hours or something like that, or 6 hours or something. Those head coaching interviews, I've been told, in GM interviews, I've been told those things go 10, 12 hours. I mean, Coach McCarthy, he spent the night at Jerry's house or whatever. I mean, I've heard they go a long, long time, which, by the way, they should, right? When you're handing over $1 billion operation or $1 billion product, you should know everything about them. But I would assume over the Zooms, things are a little bit different. If Josh McDaniels leaves Bill Belichick, and now if what Rob Gronkowski told the commentators about how he's allowed to be his real self in Tampa, and Bruce Arians, what he said about Tom Brady, maybe in New England, they didn't let him do what I'm letting him do, or sometimes I'll just sit back and say, fuck it, you coach, Tom. If Josh McDaniels wants out of there, why didn't he take the Indianapolis Colts head coaching job? Right? And if he wanted to go anywhere, I'm sure he could go wherever. Why would he go to Philadelphia where all the rumors are that you're just going to be told what to do by Howie and Jeff Lurie? Like, how is that going to work out? I wonder if all we're hearing about the hands-on with Peterson is just a specific to Peterson type case, or I don't know. It's very interesting how this is all going to kind of unfold.
Well, it could be, especially with McDaniels. Like we know he's not scared. What you always say, he turned the jet around.
He fucking
from
did.
Indy when
And the press conference was already scheduled. Somebody earlier said that the deal wasn't done or whatever. The deal was done, dude. I was getting dressed up for the fucking press conference.
Ballard said the rivalry's back on after it because of that.
Yeah, turn the plane around, dude.
Well, but don't you think he knows like the leverage he has? So I would imagine if he's interviewing for that long with Philly, he's probably interviewing them as much as they're interviewing him. Like, all right, is this the gig that I want to take the leap and leave the Patriots for? And I don't know, man. It looks like an uphill battle right now, but hey, if you can win in Philly, it's a heck of a place to be.
And you keep Urban, if you keep Urban in mind with Khan, right? Allegedly, they were talking for hours on boats, and there's been a long conversation where everybody's talking about Urban was basically talking to Shad about how things, if he was to come, what it would go like, or expectations and all that. And Urban was obviously incredibly impressed. If you heard him speak at his press conference, it was pretty impressive. I wonder if Josh McDaniels doing the same thing with them. Like, I'm reading that Howie, I heard you were an accountant. now you're is that like, I wonder if Josh McDaniels is doing all of that. Now, that Texans gig, I think it's going to be tough to find a head coach. Eagles, I guess they found their person in Josh McDaniels. I think there's a couple NFL places where somebody will be the head coach because you get to be a head coach in the NFL. Like, that's a pretty fucking big deal. But I think it's going to be hard to kind of get people in there.
What, you talking Houston? Is that the toughest spot you think to get a coach in there?
I think Houston or Philly. I think those two are, and it's quarterback. It's all around a quarterback.
I know you don't like to read, but there was a long Sports Illustrated piece on Easterby and the owner in Houston. Did you read any of that?
I saw the headline. I did not dive into it, but boy, I guess Easterby. What's going on down there?
Yeah, scheming.
What's going on with Easterby down there? This guy's got to come on the horn somewhere and get his side.
Isn't he suing?
Easterby's got to get his side out somewhere. This is like fucking Mexico Joe.
That's right.
Joe Donnelly.
Joe Donnelly, yeah.
Joe Donnelly here in Indiana was running for Congress, I think, one of them. Yeah. Not a politician. Anyways, this guy was running for something, and he was the incumbent, and he had no idea what was coming. He was getting attacked. Every other commercial, every single other commercial was an attack ad on this guy. I didn't even know this guy existed until I was watching TV, and every commercial was like, listen to what fucking Sleepy Joe Donnelly, and they would read off a stat from something he did, and then the next one is, how about Mexico Joe on vacation in Acapulco when you're working, this whole thing. And I was like, hey, somebody needs to get on Joe's side here and say, hey, I need to fight back against this a little bit. Feels like Easterby needs to figure out a way to get his story kind of out there.
Yeah, he's suing SI for defamation, I believe.
Oh, from this story?
I thought so.
Oh, that's awesome. That's how you get your side out. Yeah. That's exactly how you. Would you read it? I guess it's slander lawsuit worthy. I guess. What was in there? Was it pretty deep?
Yeah, it was long. My brother sent it to me, and it took me a while before I could even respond back because I had to read it in segments throughout the day. But yeah, Easterby is such like a polarized
throughout the day.
Diesel.
It's long. Yeah, I mean, reading on your phone, throughout the day. I mean, I could have sat there and read it all in one time, but I didn't.
How many scrolls are we talking?
A lot. When you start scrolling, you look to the right to see how much longer, and you see like, well, this isn't ending anytime soon. That's when you take a break and come back later.
Man, there's no chance I would have read that. I'm thankful that you did. What was in there?
Yeah, like a lot of stuff. Like Easterby's not quoted really, but his lawyer is quoted, and they claim that Easterby has called certain players in the team to try to say good things about him if asked publicly. Like all of these things. Then Easterby's lawyer kind of denies that in the article. Like it's so weird, man. Like Easterby absolutely has to sit down and do like a long form interview. I think.
Yeah, I would say.
I read it, Pat. The guy's snake oil through and through.
Okay. He's going to sue us. He's going to sue us.
Allegedly.
He's going to sue us. Yeah, allegedly. Allegedly, please. Nick, you read it? When did you read it? I thought you were painting all weekend.
No, you sent it to me like a week ago, and you're like, hey, read this. So I did, and he...
Hey, look at you. Yeah, I knew about this story. Yeah, that's how I knew about it, because I probably opened it, by the way, did a scroll, saw what you saw on the side, was like, fuck that.
It was a long one.
Yeah, okay, thank you, by the way.
But it was all about his come up in New England, how he was the team chaplain, and how he parlayed that to get to Houston, and then he parlayed that into becoming somehow having a say in personnel. It's a wild ride.
God bless you, and give me a fucking raise. I like that. Good for him, man.
It's weird. They talk about he and Cal McNair like praying in his office.
Oh, so it's wow, my God, it is. Wow, I didn't know that. That's probably why lawsuits are coming. Because people are probably saying there's a chance that he's potentially brainwashed.
Really?
Allegedly.
That's what you took from it?
I mean, if he's his pastor, he's become his pastor.
In his ear. Yeah.
You see stories like this happen.
Personal chaplain.
Especially if you're waking up praying.
What?
Receiving the word during the day. What? Before you eat dinner.
What?
Before you go to bed.
What?
While you're taking a shit.
What?
Taking a moment to yourself.
What?
Praying to who?
What?
How?
What?
Why?
What?
When?
What?
This guy
What?
from New England
What?
comes into my house.
What?
Gets on his knees in front of me.
What?
Says, pray with me.
What?
You got it, pal.
What?
Who should we cut?
What?
DeAndre Hopkins?
What?
Get him the fuck out of here.
What?
Deshaun Watson?
What?
He stinks.
What?
Who should we talk to?
What?
The Lord.
What?
God.
What?
The Son of Jesus.
What?
Who is Tim Tebow. All right, enough. That went too far. And we are not trying to slander here at all. But what we're saying is that's a wild thing to hear about. And I guess I should have read it so I could have an accurate take on the entire situation.
I mean, is there any way we can make the information a little more concise? Because I like reading. I don't want to read a 55-page report. I mean,
Video.
Nick, how many scrolls on this thing, if you had to guess?
Maybe 20.
Holy shit.
Laptop scrolls or phone scrolls?
Laptop scrolls.
Holy shit.
Oh, my God. That's like 50 to 60.
Like Dead Sea Scrolls. Like, we're talking way in there.
Really?
Good God.
Oh, my God.
That's a lot of
Bless your
time.
heart.
Who wrote that? Somebody wanted it.
someone at SI.
Man, it's crazy. Listen, guys, if I ever hire a pastor, make sure we're breaking up the conversation.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not all day, every day.
I think we'd be all right.
Easterby's the pastor, though.
What's that? Oh, fuck. What if we're getting sued? Here's some. According to 3 sources, Easterby told multiple people inside the building that he had sued or planned to sue SI for defamation and had therefore been provided with a list of identifying all sources for that story. That is untrue. SI has not been notified of any lawsuit nor disclosed the identity of any of its sources. Multiple people who have worked with Easterby also say that he has told people in both Houston and New England, including the McNairs, that the Kraft family, which owns the Patriots, is behind the negative press about him. Some of these people also say he has spread a story that the Krafts are investors in SI or had directly funded Sports Illustrated's reporting. That is also untrue. SI has no financial relationship with the Krafts or any of their business ventures, including the Patriots. The Krafts declined SI's interview request for the story. Easterby denies telling colleagues that the Kraft family has an ownership stake in SI, and McNair says he does not believe SI is funded by the Kraft family. Okay. Everybody's got something that they've been told by somebody somewhere somehow that isn't true at all. I mean, that's a wild take right there.
Guy spun a hell of a web, though. I mean,
Hey,
wow.
How can we interview Easterby, AJ? How do we get Easterby on this one?
I mean, if he wants like an open platform where he can actually speak and have as much time as he wants, this is the place to be.
I got questions about some other shit too, you know? A lot of questions. We can start from Father, Son, Holy Spirit, whole thing. Chaplain into where you're at now. I got a lot. Let's tell the story, Easterby. Let's tell the story. Because if not, all the stories that are being told, not good.
No, not great.
Not good. They hate him down there.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Need to ask him what God
I
thought
got a
about
question.
Billy O.
I got a question.
What was that?
Because I assume a lot of people have this question, just not me who's listening to this conversation. In the hierarchy of the religion,
okay.
So you got Pope.
Yeah.
Probably God and Jesus, probably above the Pope. Where does the chaplain fall?
Oh, chaplain's below priest, right? And pastor?
Believe so.
Chaplain's like your friend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, your pal.
Like a sponsor.
Do you speak through a window to him?
No. It's priest, right? Yeah, it's priest.
Confessions.
I'm not 100% sure either.
Although
but
I would guess that some team chaplains are
pastors.
Yeah, or priests.
No, I don't think so.
Well, they're there the whole time, aren't they?
I think we had a chaplain. He's a pastor, I think. I'm not sure there's any priests that are chaplains. Chaplains are normally, representatives of God in your particular friend group?
I think pastors can fornicate.
Well,
yeah.
So that's
that would
why
make sense,
and
right?
reverence.
That's why the hierarchy there is the rules about what you can do versus you can't do because you are a representative of the Lord. Some of them got to be wrong, I'd assume. But the chaplain, was he a pastor? He's probably a pastor
Probably
before.
pastor. Yeah, I would assume.
Who is your chaplain? Is traditionally a cleric or a lay representative of a religious tradition attached to a secular institution such as a hospital, prison, military unit, intelligence agency, embassy, school, labor union, business, police department, fire department, university, sports club, or private chapel. So we could technically potentially have a chaplain for this office.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
We need one of them. You guys need Jesus bad.
Bring Easterby in.
Yeah.
Let's get him in here.
I think it'd be cool to have a chaplain here.
How is the chaplain at Green Bay?
Well, it's good when Big Mike is a Catholic guy, so we had a Catholic priest as well as like a chaplain / pastor.
Yeah, I always have. We had I believe we had chaplain, pastor, and priest. 3 representatives of the Lord.
Damn.
3 amigos.
Yeah. I had questions. The one guy's name was Eric. He was very nice. He was the chaplain, I believe. He's a pastor at a church, and he was so cool. I peppered him with questions, though. I mean, it was always a good time when I had questions about what was going on. I understand that there's things that have happened here, but I got questions on how. Always incredibly patient, had great answers. He was very good at what he did for a living. If we were to ever hire a pastor, it would have to be like that because I would assume that person's going to take question bombs all day from this particular toxic group of people here.
What do the Mormons say on the cults that we're listening to these people?
Well, see, that's the interesting thing is because, I'm not getting into it.
Oh,
I'm not getting into it. I'm not getting into it.
Son of a bitch.
I'm not getting into it. AJ, God bless you, dude.
Peace be with
God
you.
bless you. I'm kind of technically a pastor. I've officiated a few weddings, so.
I'm a minister, right? It's a minister.
I don't know what it is. I donated, and then I got it.
You may be a chaplain.
I got an email. I got an email that says I can do it.
You're an ordained minister.
Yeah, I'm a minister. That's low, right? Minister's the lowest.
What was that institution again that ordained you?
Oh my God.
What's that?
Fuck, I could find it. Do you remember?
Wasn't something like Universal Life
Universal Life Ministries.
Yeah. There it is.
Oh, fellow alumni.
Yeah. You and I are a brother in Universal Life Church.
I have a card. I'm a card-carrying member.
Yeah, me too. Let's go. Yeah, me too. Me and you both, man. Me and you both. May the Lord be with you, Paul.
Hey, God bless you, Paul.
No, God bless you.
No, God bless you.
Hey, listen, when I pray every morning, every night, I pray that I can say, God bless you to people that deserve it. And God damn it, you deserve it over there, AJ. God bless you, pal.
Amen.
Hell yeah.
God bless you. Where do I need to send money in now so you can buy a private jet?
We are collecting. We are collecting. Got to get to a break here. And,
oh, yes.
I am caveman. Me like rock.
This guy didn't believe in Jesus.
I am Moran.
True.
Bird goes squawk.
He believed in his son.
Dino, me like rock.
This is slippery noodles.
This is the noisy noodles.
Noisy noodles.
The slippery noodles.
I still like beer.
All right, let's get to a break, shall we? On the other side, we should answer some calls because this show does stink.
What?
AJ, I'd like your take on the championship weekends that are coming up. We'll go through my tweets from the weekend as well, which we've all come to very much understand this year that my tweets during games are just notes. Those are Post-it notes for me, basically, to look at on Monday morning. We might as well just do it on the show.
Yeah.
Might as well. All right, we got about 35 minutes on this Overreaction Monday. This is the Pat McAfee Show here on Sirius XM Channel 82, Mad Dog Sports Radio. I'd also potentially taken over their 30 edibles because I thought more teammates of mine were going to want to indulge in that either before the game or after the game. And to get to London, you go through your own TSA here. The team has TSA that you have to check in. Here's my passport. The Colts already have it. They took it all from everybody. It's literally you get your bags checked and then you're through. Put them in a little thing. We're good to go. It's the team's TSA. Get on the bus, fly over there. I forgot all about them. Didn't utilize them at all because how things quickly changed.
Right.
After we lose to the Jacksonville Jaguars, we're on the team bus. They go, hey, we're going through Heathrow Airport through the real-life TSA. And at that moment, I look around. I go, oh, no. I have some things in my bag right now that have vitamins in them. I have to get rid of them. And at that point, I'd whittled it down to like 15 of them. And I look at Vinatieri, and I'm like, buddy, not good. He's like, what are you going to do? I was like, I guess I'm just going to throw them away in here. Couldn't do that because right next to the trash can was an English police officer. So I couldn't just walk up and dump a bunch of edibles into the thing next to the guy. He's going to ask questions. We're going to the Heathrow Airport. Now I got to do what I got to do. We finally get there. Police escorts, a lot going on. So I just take down 13 edibles.
Yikes.
See you later. Vinatieri looks at me and goes, how you doing, bub? I was like, good now, but things are about to happen. He goes, I got you, little buddy. I'm like, thank you. So we go through the little check-in thing. And right before we get to the scan of the bags thing, it all hits me. I might as well have been on Cloud 45 over there in London. They check my bag, boom, boom, boom. I get selected. Something was in my bag. So now all of a sudden I'm like, oh no, did I leave a couple in there? Oh my God. Vinatieri starts walking ahead. He turns around, he's like, what's going on? I'm like, they got my bag, man. He's like, what's going on? I'm like, I have no idea. So he comes and stands with me. He's like, I got you, bub. I was like, they might got me, for real. I might be staying the night in England. They go through my bag. Turns out, had a vibrating toothbrush. Thing was vibrating in my bag.
Yep.
They're like, oh, it must have been this. Or it must have been my big-ass toothpaste because you can't fly with that. I was like, you got it, pal. I get all the way back to the plane. Lost my ticket somewhere. Somehow I don't have a ticket. So now I got to check into the gate people that I don't have a ticket. I'm like, I'm on this plane. I promise I am, but I don't have a ticket. They're like, what's your name? I'm like, Patrick McAfee. McAfee? No, yeah, whatever you want to call me. I just need a ticket. So now I have to sit there and wait as somebody brings me a ticket from the front while my entire team walks by me, knowing that I'm on Cloud 50, just having a good time. Grigson walks by, just upset, obviously. I wish he would have known that I was in a mood where he should have talked to me there. It was just a nightmare. The London trip for me from beginning to end was not good, and I think that happens for a lot of NFL players.
No more lies a day. I got bills to pay. And it's my right to say when my days are done. I got wants and needs. I got hands that bleed. 'Cause there are mouths to feed. More than one. This old road I'm heading down again. Like I'd always done before. These old lies I tell myself again. How this time it just means more.
I didn't think I could continue to be an FCC regulated person without really hitting my max potential.
And that's why he's with us. I love it. The Pat McAfee Show on Mad Dog Sports Radio, Channel 82.
No more lies a day. I got bills to pay.
New heater.
It's my right to say.
You're the Buffaloes, bro.
Connor? Oh, yeah. It sounds like Connor singing.
I got wants.
It's not.
Sounds similar,
Nope. I don't think so.
Similar.
It's very rude of Trago, isn't it? A little bit rude of
It's very
Trago.
rude, yeah.
This old
It is
road
rude.
I'm heading down.
He's trying to sing it.
This is Year of the Buffalo. Hands that bleed. Hell yeah. What do you know about that, AJ?
Got another good intro here. Is that what we're looking at?
We'll see here. I don't know when it drops. This is my first time hearing it for real.
I hate calluses.
Calluses are awesome.
Oh, yeah. But I hate it.
Do you think the beat drops there?
No way.
I don't think so.
No?
Thought it already did.
It's a fucking great song.
I love the beat.
Like the Lumineers.
It is.
It does sound like Little
Mumford and Sons.
Mumford & Sons, yeah.
Oh, again.
It's building up.
Hands bleed.
Fucking
Here it comes.
This time it just means
Just me.
Year of the Buffalo. Hands that bleed.
Yeah.
Might not be a song we use coming in and out break.
Understandable.
Maybe.
I don't know if it's right for the show, but it is a banger that I will add to a playlist or two.
If you have to, it might be better going out into break because if you talk about something sad and then you want to.
Bingo. Here's something sad. We'll act like that's happening right now, okay? Seattle Seahawks are interviewing Adam Gase to be their offensive coordinator. Rest in peace to Russell Wilson's entire career. Thank you guys so much for listening today. We'll be back tomorrow. See you later. Like that?
That's perfect.
It was fun watching him play, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Never forget.
Let him cook.
Remember that one time?
Kitchen's about to catch on fire.
Oh, yeah.
Can't have the grease fire like that in the kitchen.
Gotta go fly.
We'll be back tomorrow.
Shoddy.
You're right. That is how we use it. Which is very normal for our show, too, to have those sad moments.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's a good song, though. Hands That Bleed, Year of the Buffalo. They didn't make it for the show, so we shouldn't bury them for it. But welcome back to the show. AJ Hawk, let's talk about that Cleveland Browns touchdown touchback, shall we? Get your idea on it. I understand why people are angry, but it's just one of those things where I've always like, yeah, the rules is the rules. Like the rules have always been that way. Now, I have never been anywhere near scoring a touchdown, okay, and had it completely ruined and yanked out of my hands and my team's hands half an inch away and completely changing the entire game there. I mean, just completely changing a red zone turnover like the 101-yard touchdown return that happened. It just... Those are big time plays. And I think people are fed up with this particular situation happening. But I believe the NFL is going to steadfast with, hey, this is just the way the rules are. Don't do it. AJ, how do you feel about this entire thing?
I mean, the rule does seem to, I guess, penalize offensive guys for going for the touchdown, which I don't know. Does that help even out some of the rules that, the defense isn't allowed to touch the offense really much anymore? But I do think this rule is dumb. I do think it should change, but I don't know what it should change to. Like, what should the penalty be?
Well, everybody just says you should. There's no penalty. You just get it back to the spot, obviously, of where you fumbled. Or there's been people that are like, well, you should have to recover it or whatever. Well, that's just a fumble then. That's just a natural fumble. It's not the same situation that happens over and over and over again. I don't know. For me, for instance, I could see how a sports book could potentially refund people that this happened to them, because it is just like nobody really likes it, right? Like for me, I'm not even like a big proponent of we need to change the rule. Like I'm not coming out and saying that. Yeah. I just, every time it happens, it's like, oh, that's one of those rules that is just like not the most fun one. But there's other things that happen in football, that I just think are much more prevalent than that rule. But whenever it happens, boy, everybody hates it. You know what I mean? And it happens like almost quarterly of the season, it feels like at this point.
I believe I saw it. It happened 3 times last year, 3 times the year before, but 8 times this year I thought I saw it. Could be wrong.
Man, guys are getting faster. You're going to see a lot of that. And also high contact right down there near the end zone. It's not easy to get in, dude. You think the Browns got screwed, AJ? Fucking, if that rule didn't exist, which everybody hates, the Browns probably win that game.
Yeah, they'd had a better chance to win. But how about Sorensen? Like, nobody's talking about the play Sorensen made. That was a hell of a play. And they're saying, oh, it was helmet to helmet. You should have got a helmet to helmet penalty. First off, I don't think there should be like targeting or helmet to helmet calls when you're on the goal line. Like, I think those are impossible to avoid.
CT doesn't exist down here. Okay.
It doesn't. And that was an unbelievable play by Sorensen that nobody's talking about because they're just talking about the rule.
And by the way, the helmet to helmet, it wasn't like the most clear helmet to helmet. It was a hell of a fucking play. It was a big time shot. They're both crouching down, obviously. That's how it goes. So it's going to be hard to get your head into a position where it's not, especially whenever you're down that low. But what a fucking play, And normally I would assume there would be a lot more than 8 this year if the ball, because normally the ball crosses the plane and then it happens. And it's like, well, across the plane. That one's so close, so heartbreaking, I bet, for the Browns fans. But a hell of a play on the defense side. How about Tyrann Mathieu? He could have had 2 last night, had 1 pick. That defense last year in the playoffs started making plays for him. Did that happen last night? Did that start again? Is this the same Chiefs squad that we saw last year in the playoffs that knew when they had to make a play? Chad fucking Henne made it, and their defense could be opportunistic out there.
Yeah, their defense definitely, they're going to be tested against Josh Allen and the Bills, but have you got any kind of follow-up? I know you guys read off about a tweet about a nerve situation with Patrick Mahomes. I read on somewhere that they said he was in the concussion protocol this morning. They said that. Do we know anything?
Andy Reid gave Carrington Harrison, our guy, an inside source, told him that it wasn't actually a head at all. It was a nerve thing, which scary nonetheless. But that would mean if it wasn't a concussion, then you would think he wouldn't have to go into the concussion protocol. But then Andy Reid had his Zoom call today, and he talked about how Patrick is in the protocol, basically. And now the protocol calls for an independent party to decide whether or not the person's good or not. I mean, there's a lot of drama around it right now, but I will be intrigued to see what happened to him. Like, was it because it looked weird? You know what I mean? It looked very weird. And then whenever he got up, it looked ugly. It was very sad. So I'm excited to hear what kind of happened out there. And who was the guy tackling him?
Mac Wilson.
Mac Wilson came out and was like, whoa. People calling me, saying it's a dirty hit. That ain't me at all. That ain't like me at all.
Well, I remember when I was watching the replay, I'm trying to see where he took, where the concussion could happen to Mac Wilson's arm, chopped at his neck, kind of bringing him down, so I could understand if there was a nerve thing. But then the front of his head, as you see here, his forehead hit the grass. I guess that could have caused it because those are brutal when your head, whether the back or the front, hits any kind of hard surface like that. It sucks.
I'll tell you what, I caught somebody in a guillotine in college. Ooh. You know what I mean? If you cut off a carotid artery.
Yep.
That's right. That can knock you out, like a light or whatever. I don't know if it makes you wooble, though, afterwards. You know what I mean? But I did think there was a chance because his hand was under his helmet above his pads. It was, by the way, probably should have been a 15-yarder. Nobody's talking about them not getting that call. But it felt like that was not on purpose. I'm not saying he did it on purpose, but that's a tackle above the head. I mean, that's I thought maybe he choked him out or something but a nerve would make sense because every time they showed the replay, Reed is asked by Nate Taylor. Shout out Nate Taylor for the question here. Being reported by Lindsey Jones of The Athletic about Mahomes' toe. Said he thinks Mahomes will be all right on that front. By the way, I've broken a toe here in the last year. It is a pain in the ass. It is very annoying. I would assume they have certain things that you can go ahead and and make that disappear for a bit, but it's going to hurt like hell on the other side. And then Reed sidestepped a question on if Mahomes was formally diagnosed with a concussion. Said that because Mahomes was staggering, he is required to go into the concussion protocols. Oh, so if he didn't get an actual concussion, though, then he'll be able to pass all those tests like he did last night. He'll be out of the concussion protocol soon. So we should know probably tomorrow if he was in the concussion protocol.
When we were checking back here also, apparently a spinal cord concussion is a real thing.
Nick, was that what you were talking about whenever you were talking about Sidney Crosby?
Yeah, so similar thing happened to Sidney Crosby a couple years ago. He had to miss a
just
season
real
and a
quick
half.
before you go any further. Greatest hockey player to ever play hockey. Go ahead.
People say. And he had to miss a season and a half, and they determined that it was actually swelling from the C1 and C2 joint in the neck.
Oh, yeah.
Soft tissue neck injury that causes concussion-like symptoms.
I don't know what any of that means.
Sounds scary.
So it's not a concussion, but it gives you the same symptoms of a concussion?
Similar symptoms and neurological issues as well, so that would explain why he was a little bit wobbly.
So it is a concussion. And if he has the same neurological thing, will that affect the tests moving forward, the baseline tests and everything like that?
That's what's so hard to tell. That's why they couldn't find out what was wrong with Sid. He was out for a season and a half because they thought it was a concussion, kept trying to treat it like it was a concussion. Turns out it was a neck injury.
C1, C2.
Also, Sidney Crosby potentially saved Patrick Mahomes because they're going to be like, oh, this happened to the greatest hockey player of all time. You should check this out.
He'll be fine.
Yeah.
But
Good spin.
No, that makes it much more scary, I think, because as you said, or as Nick said, Sidney Crosby missed a season and a half with this. Like, people don't want Patrick Mahomes to miss 1 week.
They didn't know what it was. It was brand new in the medical world. They mistreated it.
So what, they said, hey, if we would have known, I would have been back on the ice 18 months ago?
Yeah, 6 days later, maybe.
Put me in.
Let's hope. Oh, man, that's a tough look for AJ there. Frozen this with your eyes.
Oh,
no. Look at him.
Penn's almost got sold to Kansas City, so they'll definitely, Kansas City's aware of the situation.
What's that, pal?
The Pens and the Kansas City have ties, so they know what happened to Crosby. Too,
Yeah,
for sure.
I mean, that was a very scary thing to see Patrick Mahomes like that because you saw his guy try to hold him, and then whenever he wobbled like that, you saw him look around. Like, oh no, like our guy.
Like, where am I?
Good thing. Hey, that's why you pay a good backup quarterback.
That's right.
That's why you got to have a good backup quarterback, AJ.
I know, and I thought on Henny's long run, I thought can they challenge the spot, whatever it looked. I know his elbow was down, but I felt like that was pretty close.
I think me and you both, by the way, and I know that the was it Jim and Tony? Yeah. Jim and Tony, it was, by the way, because he was very fooled by Chad Henne and them going for a
who
fourth
could
one.
forget?
We're down good for shout out to Tony getting surprised out there. Didn't think that was possible.
No.
But it was a good piece of television there. They were talking as if the spot was right. I thought after they showed the replay, I had even more questions. They're like, well, you see his arms down there. It's like, yeah, but I mean, what are we looking at here? And that was the game. You know what I mean? I think we should have potentially taken a look at that. A lot of interesting stuff last night. Let's go to Bills-Ravens game. What were your thoughts on that? Terrible kicking conditions. Bass misses 1. Tuck missed 2 somehow. That never happens. People are asking if it was our fault for asking him questions about why he never misses. I'm going to let you know. That is not our fault, okay?
No.
That was God himself all over that stadium. What are you expecting out of him? Also, a 101-yard pick 6. I mean, that game was rather interesting there. The Bills seemed to be hot at the right time, though.
Yeah, like we've talked about on the show for a month. Like, the Bills have something going on. They have something special they've created there, and hey, they're going to have a hell of a test with the Chiefs. It'll be a lot easier without Pat Mahomes. We'll see what his status is like. But yeah, that you can't. You have a 101-yard pick 6. Like, that's a tough hurdle to overcome.
I'd be so tired, by the way.
Man,
if I'm on, I thought about this. I'd get tackled at the 1, so that the offense had to go out there, defense had to go out there.
Oh yeah.
I can go to the sideline at least get a. You know what I mean? Then there's a timeout, there's an extra point, there's a timeout, there's a kickoff, then we're back out there. Because whenever you do that, okay, extra point, kickoff, you're right back out there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That is, maybe we should be playing a little bit more chess as opposed to just checkers at the moment. But 101-yard pick 6 in a divisional round is something you probably want on the mantle there for a little bit.
might grab a bonus,
I can understand both. Probably. He deserves it. In fact, he survived that thing. Is awesome. Bucs-Saints, your thoughts on that entire game? Drew Brees allegedly retiring, says Jay Glazer. What did Jay Glazer say?
Listen, Drew is going to retire after this game, I think. But I don't know. But I think Drew's done.
That was good.
He adds new people to his arsenal daily.
Jay Glazer's been around. He doesn't get brought out much because we are Jay Glazer fans or whatever. But he did just drop that. He said today will be the last game or whatever because if they won, they had to go to Lambeau. But then he followed up with it on back end of it and was like, "Oh, next week's going to be his last game or whatever. He's gonna retire." Basically, he confirmed it. So, what do you think? What are your thoughts on that whole thing? Tom Brady playing catch with Drew Brees' kids, all that. What is your thoughts on the entire game?
Yeah, that was a cool video to see, obviously, watching Tom throw a nice touchdown to one of Drew's kids. But, yeah, the game, I guess, the good thing is at least I picked all the winners I know. I think the only thing I missed on was the Chiefs. Who knew Pat Mahomes would get hurt? If he didn't get hurt, they would have hit the 10-point spread, and I would have been undefeated on all my picks.
Oh, what'd you go, 3-1?
I mean, if you take the spread, yeah, but I picked all the winners.
Well, that's what we do.
Come on.
It's betting is what we do. So you went 3-1?
I guess.
Yeah, he did. He had the Bills outright too.
Oh yeah. Sure. I won 3-2 on the weekend. I won 3-2. So I lose more money for people.
It's all right. It's a good game. It was fun. I think.
I guess 3-3 really if you had the Pats picks. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
the Guinos.
I had a much of the Pats beat the Capitals and then those
Crosby goal.
3.
How do you think the Bucs over yesterday?
7-3. 7-3.
Holy shit!
Whoa. I mean, weekend. How come nobody's talking about that? Man. Anyway, sorry about that. 3-1 is very fucking impressive, though. What do you think is going to happen this weekend? Early thoughts on the game. You think Tampa Bay Q Gronkaneers travel into Lambeau and do the unthinkable, topple the incredibly hot offense of the Green Bay Packers? Or do you think maybe the Buffalo Bills can knock off the Kansas City Chiefs over there in Arrowhead Stadium? What are your thoughts?
Well, when you talk about Packers Bucs, I mean, obviously this is going to be an awesome game. Everyone's excited for it. And there's no easy way, obviously, to beat the Packers. If Aaron's rolling like he is, if they're running the ball, they almost rushed for 200 yards on the league's best defense, supposedly. Like, how do you stop them? You got to hope they have some kind of weird off day. You have to force a few turnovers. And if you're Tampa Bay, you have to be perfect on offense you can't commit turnovers, can't fumble, can't throw a pick. And then if you're on defense for the Bucs, find a way to get off the field on third down because Aaron and the Packers offense is unbelievable on third down. And it seems like every time they just make it look too easy, too. That's what makes them look like they're so difficult to beat.
Did you see him not wear his long johns? That's when I knew. I was like, oh, this dude doesn't even think it's cold outside right now. There's gloves and full body suits on the other side. And he doesn't. I mean, it was unbelievable. But for the Bills Chiefs, you think Chiefs lose?
I mean, it all depends on Mahomes. I think if Mahomes is in, I think there's a good chance they're going to win.
You think Chad Henne stinks?
No, I actually like Chad Henne. I feel much more confident with Chad Henne there compared to like a 2 or 3 year guy that we've never really seen play. So I think Chad Henne can definitely be successful. I just don't know if you can keep up with the Bills' offense.
How can they afford Chad Henne at backup quarterback with everybody else that they've paid? You know what I mean?
Makes no sense.
Normally, the backup quarterback is where they sacrifice some cash at because they have to pay somebody else. You got 35-year-old Chad Henne out there balling, just absolutely crushed. And by the way, that's one of those things that if the Browns beat them last night, everybody's like happy for the Browns, but that was without Patrick Mahomes and all that. And still, the Chiefs have this thing where they're going to go win the game, and it trickles all the way through the backup quarterback as a 35-year-old man who I didn't even know was still in the NFL. Yeah. I mean, that was awesome to watch. Yeah. He was a buzzsaw, dude. Yeah. He was slinging that thing and just getting dropped into the game that late, too. When it's that cold, I mean, that's not an easy thing to do. Rolling out to his right, throwing a dime on 4th and 1 to go to the Super Bowl or go to the championship. I mean, that's a big-time play on Chad Henne.
That's a gigantic – I mean, I don't know, the biggest play of his NFL career for sure. Keeps the Chiefs' Super Bowl hopes alive, but – it was a funny sequence listening to Tony talk about, look at their body language. Look, they're not running the play. There's nothing going on. And I was like, I'm watching like, I don't know, man. I didn't know either way. I wasn't going to declare like I knew. But then you see Tyreek Hill with his little inside jab, and I'm like, oh, there it is. It's over. And Henne, though, to his credit, he made it looks easy. But think about yourself in those circumstances, how tough that throw actually is.
Yeah, because you're throwing to an actual cheetah, too. It's like one time me and Zito, we had a completion on a plane that was going 890 miles an hour.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
People thought it couldn't be done. We had it. That's what's happening in real life with Chad Henne on 4th and 1 with the play. Basically, your entire season on the line makes a play. I thought Chad Henne retired long ago.
Oh, yeah.
Long ago. Actually, while I was doing a video, I was thinking about posting it. It said I thought it was a different Henny. There's no way this is Chad fucking Henny.
Younger brother.
This was before he made that big play. I thought it was. Yeah, I thought it was a cousin.
Chucky Henny.
I thought it was a different fucking Henny.
Yeah.
Chad Henny, same guy. 35
slinging
years old. Fucking getting the Chiefs to the Super Bowl potentially.
Beast.
That's unbelievable, dude. What's up with the Bills? They're donating money to Lamar.
Yeah. Like 150,000, I think, was mentioned earlier.
Like, hey, big shout out. You know, you guys. That pick 6 got us another round.
Appreciate it.
We've been waiting for this for a long time, dude.
There are some people at the airport, too, asking for autographs. Ravens and Bills fans for Lamar.
Similar to when they donated to Dalton when he got him in the playoffs or whatever.
Oh, it's very nice of the Bills Mafia, dude.
Good people.
They deserve it, man. What is there, 6,700 of them? How many of them were in the stands?
66.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Same as the Packers. I think.
Hold on, there was Kansas City had a bunch, right?
Yeah,
It
Kansas
looked
City
like
was
it.
packed.
They were packed.
They were packed.
That was like
35,000.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Well,
That was awesome. That's real home field. By the way, Aaron with the crowd was even doing a little like, hey, it has to feel so good for some of those teams, like a little boost. Okay, we got some actual fans in here. Wait until the Super Bowl when they got the front line first responders vaccinated crowd. Those motherfuckers are going to be going ham in there.
Well, that's what all those Packers players said, that like 6,000 felt like 90,000. So imagine in Kansas City, 35, I'm sure feels like 500,000.
Let's go, dude. Dan Campbell, head coach of Detroit Lions.
Look out.
Chop him. You know what I mean? Motor City Dan, AJ.
Dude, they don't have a GM yet, right?
Yeah,
they do.
Brad Holmes
Got him
or
from the
whatever.
Rams.
Yeah, he's the director of college scouting from the Rams. By the way, Rams lose the director of college scouting, defense coordinator. Sean McVay wants quarterback out of there.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Bring in the wolf.
Is McVay going to go do Monday Night Football? Whoa. That was a rumor last year, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
But
They wanted him. They legit wanted him. Still, if you're McVay, it's nice to know that's there.
hey, it's there. And by the way, you can do that for how many? 5, 10 years and go get another head coaching job that has a much better salary cap situation, whatever you could possibly need. Let me just go be loved by the fans of football for a couple, years or whatever. I'm going to talk really fast, right?
Uh-huh.
He's the perfect guy for television.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Super knowledgeable, super successful, obviously very handsome dude, and he's entertaining. I mean, he's perfect for, and he has to know it though.
He's Gruden. He is Gruden.
He's
He
young
sounds
Gruden.
like Gruden.
He's like an attractive Gruden. Good for him, dude. He'd fucking crush in there. Why, they got to go get him. No. They're going to let, obviously.
They'll be fine.
Yeah. Is Louis Riddick getting any GM jobs? No.
Not that he's gotten yet.
When do they make those hirings? GMs just happen randomly? They kind of go
Most of them
quietly
are-
in the night?
A lot of them are filled, right?
Yeah, just the last two. Eagles and Texans are the only two, right? That are left.
GMs, Texans.
Jaguars
They
haven't
got
been filled yet.
Casario.
okay.
Have the Panthers hired one?
Yeah. I
Did
thought
they
so.
get?
Let me make sure.
That's a whole list of I don't know who the fuck you are.
Yeah, no clue.
Probably be pretty good, though.
Yes, Scott Fitterers.
Oh, yeah.
Are you going to go coach down in Jacksonville, dude?
Nope, I would not. That's not my thing, and I did not get offered any kind of position either from Urban. So
Wow.
What the hell?
That's breaking news right there.
Jeez.
shame. Yeah, thought for sure he'd probably try to give me my first NFL experience. Maybe D coordinator.
That'd be sweet.
I mean, Schleg's in the weight room.
Yeah.
Come get all the Buckeye heroes.
Look
General
out.
Bob, team chaplain.
Oh, yes.
That'd be amazing. Let's take some phone calls here. Wrapping up the day. John in Massachusetts. What's going on, John?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Just hanging out, John. What do you want to talk about?
Nice. I just had a theory here. McShay, I think it was last week, 2 weeks ago, said Fields possibly could fall to the Pats. But I'm thinking, one, not going to happen. But two, if you're Minnesota, do you think about trading old Kirk Cousins there and get some capital, maybe turn the defense around somehow and put Fields in with that offense?
I don't think I've done a deep dive into the Vikings roster salary cap situation. I probably should have. I just assume Kirk Cousins will be back. Whether Vikings fans want that or not, I'm not 100% sure. What are your thoughts on the Vikings? Is that a rebuild, do you think?
Well, I get when it comes to Kirk, though, I guess it depends on what his contract situation looks like. But I wouldn't be
guaranteed,
shocked if they're trying to get another quarterback in there.
When do they pick? They got to be middle of the pack, right?
Yeah. I think they're right below the Pats, actually, 14 or 13.
Okay, so people are Todd saying that Fields is dropping.
Yeah.
to 15 at the Patriots is what Todd went.
Oh, it's Ohio State. It's Ohio State.
What's making him drop now? Before, if they do have a combine, before a pro day, like what makes somebody drop this week compared to 4 days ago?
I'll tell you, mostly bullshit. If I had to guess, mostly bullshit. Just a lot of this right here. Just a lot of this right here. A little stir of the pot.
Todd McShay said that before the national championship.
And then the national championship happened.
He hasn't said anything yet.
3.0 hasn't come out yet or whatever.
Let's go to Ron down there in Tampa. What's going on, Ron?
Good afternoon, guys. I just want to have a quick question. Do you think we could have Aaron ask Jake from State Farm to trim that beard or grow a better one?
Whoa.
A little shot at Jake from State Farm. He's also a representative of Audi, I believe, too.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, Jake from State Farm's booked, dude.
Bringing the money in.
He's raking it in.
King of commercials.
Let's go to Jay. I don't fully understand the Patrick Price haircut one.
You get a haircut. If you get your haircut like Patrick Mahomes, you'll get the Mahomes discount.
I get it, but could we not have been at the drawing board a little bit longer?
Do anything else?
You're really talking about like big time companies commercials, and I think the State Farm ones that they do, shockingly, are much better than the majority of commercials out there.
I agree. That's why when I see that one, I go, did we lose our fastball all of a sudden? And then the golf one comes. It's like, nope, haven't. All right, okay, we're in a good spot. What's that, Nick?
What about the Geico with tag? Is it Geico? I think tag team.
Oh, scoop, shakalaka, 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 shaka, scoop, shakalaka, shakalaka, shakalaka. That one's a banger.
Yeah.
Sprinkles.
The old people commercial is good too, where they're trying to teach them not to be old.
The Bud Light Legends ones. Oh yeah, the dad. Yeah, if you're here, if you printed out directions to get here, you're in the right place. Yeah, that guy. Good lines there. Good lines in that.
Let's open some PDFs.
You're in public. Yeah, that one's a very good one. Yeah, there are a couple good commercials. The Bud Light Legends one have been throwback Bud Light commercials.
Yeah, those are good.
Those are solid. They're doing well for themselves. James Harrison tackles that nerd in his front yard.
Oh, yeah.
Good FanDuel commercial.
Don't quite understand the Marshawn Lynch tire one.
Why did he get in the tire?
I think it's because he's always rolling. Can't
I
stop
should
him.
have had him in a golf cart, if we're being honest.
That would have been easy.
Yeah, that would have been easy. Or maybe one of those little equipment carts.
That's what I meant. The one that he ran over.
Yeah.
I do judge the marketing. AJ, we're about to be off the air here on Sirius. You got anything to say to the people on this Overreaction Monday?
Just say hello to Mad Dog.
Well, Chris Mad Dog Russo with Mad Dog Unleashed is next. This channel is named after him because he's a legend in the sports radio business. He'll be on for the next few hours. His show will be better than ours, we promise you that. We'll be back manana with Aaron Rodgers Tuesday and some other big-time guests.
Oh, yeah.
Let's enjoy the hell out of this championship week here. AFC, NFC, who's going to the Super Bowl? We'll find out. Chris Mad Dog Russo is next. We won't find out this week. Like next week's show, we'll be talking about who found out.
True.
Yeah.
A little bit of a misstep there.
Well,
It's Monday.
Sunday's in the week, though. Sunday is in this week.
No.
No.
Depending on what week you're going
If
by.
you just go next 7 days. That's what we're talking about.
God rest on the 7th day, which was Sunday.
First for many others.
AJ,
Yes.
who's winning the Super Bowl? You think Pat? I'm thinking of Pat. Everybody's thinking of Pack right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I definitely would, if you have to pick, right now, especially with the health of Patrick Mahomes in question, I like the Pack. Even if Patrick Mahomes is healthy, which we're likely to see a Chiefs-Packers Super Bowl, which would be amazing, I still like the Packers there. But I'm super biased. Obviously, I say that being someone that is very biased.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, especially with what we've done this year with Packers and everything like that. But also, I mean, a guy who's in my wedding is coaching for the Buccaneers.
True.
Okay, a lot of my friends are coaching down there. I hope they win. Kansas City Chiefs, Travis Kelce, good friend of the show.
Yeah.
Great dancer.
He's doing well over there. That offense is fun to watch. And the Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen was on 2 weeks ago. Cole Beasley was on last week. Interview was terrible, but he was still on.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of ties to this whole thing, but it does feel like the Packers are just the hottest team right now. Now, could they cool off? Possibly. It doesn't feel like it, but boy, I like the Packers a lot. I really do. And if you're Ty Schmidt or any other Packers owner, you got to think, last year we got the NFC Championship game. We did nothing in the offseason to make this team better. Nothing. We chose not to, actually. We drafted for the future. Now, A.J. Dillon has definitely helped out. So I am being a bit dramatic, I guess. But the direct needs to get the team to the Super Bowl were not addressed immediately upon free agency or in the draft. Now you're in the game again. If you go on to win it, do we got to lighten up on Gutekunst? Do we got to lighten up on Gutekunst a little bit?
Yeah, maybe. We'll see. I mean, that's a discussion for a different day. But, I mean, at this point, I'm just enjoying the ride. I think last year the difference between the 49ers and the Packers was very apparent. The 49ers were much better than the Packers. I don't know if that disparity is as wide with the Packers and the Bucs. They beat their asses already this year, so I'm sure those guys are thinking about that a little bit. So we'll see. I'm excited.
The Buccaneers are playing good football, AJ. Those linebackers are humming around, dude. Humming.
Oh, they're stud athletes. They're super physical. But the thing that has helped Green Bay so much, their offensive line. Like Aaron didn't get sacked again yesterday, did he?
No.
I think they sacked Goff 4 times. And people can't get pressure on him. He obviously does a great job of getting rid of the ball, and he can scramble around and make people and jukes people. It's awesome to watch. But it also run blocking. Like it's pretty amazing, I think, how they've kept him upright and they work so well together. Let's see if the Bucs can find a way to get some pressure.
Cannot wait to talk to Aaron tomorrow. Can't wait to talk to you tomorrow, AJ.
Real quick, going back to your graphic, I'm not throwing anybody under the bus, but the networks and the times are wrong for the championship games on that graphic.
I did see them, and it looked right yesterday.
What do you mean it looked right?
NFC is never on CBS like that.
Huh.
NFC's Fox normally.
Son of a bitch.
That might have been a misprint.
I think you just well.
I might have copied and pasted.
double CBS.
Yeah, you got both games on CBS.
The times, though, Packers are at 3:05.
Yeah, I love, by the way, the 3:05.
Oh, it's great.
6:40.
Perfect.
I was in bed last night, like 10:30. Didn't miss anything. Here we go. That was wonderful. I'm a big fan of that time. What am I gonna do on Saturday? Oculus. Fucking right.
Duh.
I'm gonna be in the Oculus. We're setting up the arena when? Tonight?
Oh, yeah.
Setting up the Oculus arena tonight, by the way.
Man, I hope I get mine this week.
It's good.
Can't
So
wait.
you're going to stream?
Huh?
You're going to stream? Are you going to stream your match? Is that what you mean by setting up the arena?
Yeah. It's good, man, because when I play ping pong against people, they have their microphone on. You literally just talk. I literally just talk to these people from all over the place. And then every once in a while, you get in there with there's like a good game that starts happening. It's pretty good. And then obviously I'll get into the Creed boxing game, which I have saved for when I stream. I'll go through the Creed game, and then you can fight people on the Creed game. So if you want to get in there, AJ, I think you should think about it. You know what I mean? Body.
I am absolutely thinking about it.
Body.
How much are they?
Bang! Head. What's that, Bub?
How much is an Oculus?
$199.
No, the first one. That's the Oculus 2 is the newest one.
I have no idea. I didn't buy it. It was a gift.
I think it's $299.
Yeah. Sounds right.
Can I get $3?
Yeah, $399 for the 256 gig.
$499.
$299 for the 64 gig.
Probably get a loan up to $599. Whatever it is, it's worth it, man. I'm pretty pumped up about it.
You're like the politician where they ask him, "Oh, how much is a gallon of milk?" And you're like, "I don't know, $74."
You think that because I got a Christmas gift?
Excuse me?
Is that real?
I can see you, how your brain works, being totally unaware of how normal everyday things go.
That's a lie, dude. I just pumped my gas today. I had no idea I had a 35-gallon tank, though. That son of a bitch was thirsty, and it was cold. I saw it get to like 22. I'm like, all right, I got a 25-gallon tank for sure. It powered right through there. I started thinking maybe it was going to start like splashing up. That thing was thirsty, dude. I wasn't getting anywhere. I go with the middle one with the truck.
Ooh.
I don't know what they do. I assume they all do the same thing.
No ethanol makes your gas last longer.
But I just feel like I'm doing my truck a favor by going with the middle one.
Yeah.
Like, you're welcome, pal. Thanks for all that you do. I won't give you that shitty ass beer anymore. We'll go ahead and move up to a little bit better stuff. He's never getting IPA though, and his ass needs to know that. That price change is no way.
Yeah.
There's no way. No way, AJ.
Is your truck supposed to take whatever the middle one is?
I don't think so.
I don't read the fucking K. I don't.
Then you always go with the cheapest one then. It's not going to break your car.
That's what I'm saying.
Breaks your car.
That's the relationship I want to have with my truck. Like, when I hop in it, I want it to know that I appreciate what it has done for me. Yeah. And when I hop out of it and I get a chance to go ahead and load that thing with some shit, I'm going to go ahead and put the middle one in. Not because I have any clue what it does, just because I'm like, I want my truck to know I'm not giving it the cheap ass shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
you
your
run
truck
out of
just
gas
says, hey,
like a year
I'm
ago?
average. I'm getting the middle one. I don't get the premium.
I did run out of gas a year ago, but the gas sensor thing was broke. It told me I had a fucking 3/4 tank. That was wild, dude.
Turned on you.
It did. Ever since I've been putting
That's why.
That son of a bitch. Today's show is brought to you by FitAid. FitAid prides themselves on ingredients low in sugar but high in the good stuff. BCAAs, glutamine, glucosamine, omega-3s, electrolytes, turmeric, quercetin, and CoQ10 in vitamins.
Whoa.
FitAid is lightly carbonated with a great taste. We've been having it in the office for about a month or so, and Ty most specifically loves this.
It is delicious, yes.
Here's your chance to try the #1 post-workout recovery drink in the world. Check out the link in the bio to receive 20% off any 12 or 24 pack.
Ooh.
This has shown up in the office.
Yeah.
It is an interesting design can, and there's a couple different flavors.
Oh, yeah.
And it is good.
Yeah, it's very good. I don't know what flavor I've been having, but it is delicious.
Is it the one that Gumpy's drinking right now?
The
Gumpy?
Focus Aid is delicious, my friend.
The Focus Aid. Huh. Really?
There you have it.
What other aids are there?
There's Immunity Aid, Life Aid.
Whoa. Oh, my God.
Life
helps your
Aid.
life?
Shout out to FitAid,
Gives you
dude.
life advice?
Check
That's pretty
that.
sweet.
So it has BCAAs. AJ, what are those?
Branch chain amino acids.
Of course.
Holy shit.
Wow. Of course. What do those do?
Any more brain busters?
I don't know.
Yeah, you do.
Dude, what about glutamine? You know what glutamine is?
Glutamine's like a post-workout. Get your, once you tear your muscles down, get it back.
Oh, okay. So the glutamine tag teams with the BCAAs and the glucosamine omega-3s, electrolytes, turmeric. What's turmeric? Do you know what that is?
Turmeric is good for your guts.
My guts.
Yeah.
Anti-inflammatory too.
Anti-inflammatory.
Glucosamine is good for your joints.
Glucosamine good for your joints.
There we go.
How about CoQ10 and vitamins?
That just gets you yoked.
Okay, so all these things are in there, and it tastes pretty good.
Yeah, it is delicious.
There we go. 20% off any 12 or 24 pack whenever you go to the link that is in the bio of this current video right now. Shout out to FitAid. Can't wait to give it a go. The boys have been chugging them down like shotgunning damn near at this. Hammer Don's in about 25 minutes. AJ, we'll see you manana, pal.
Sounds good. See you tomorrow. Aaron's coming on, right?
I do believe. I do believe so.
2 o'clock?
Yeah, games on Sunday, I think, to the normal work schedule, I believe.
I will be there.
I wonder how he's going to feel. He's going to feel pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, he's throwing just darts at this point, dude.
You would think. You would think he feels really good. He's so close.
You know, that's the thing. All these teams are just so close. You know, legacy, eternal legacy of being a world champion is sitting right on the other side of a couple football games. You've played thousands and thousands of hours of real football games, but none of the games are as important as the AFC or NFC Championship game because those games determine who gets to dance in the biggest dance on planet Earth, the Super Bowl. They can taste it. They can feel it. It's within their grasp. Who will show up? Who's the contender? Who's the pretender? We will find out championship weekend.
Woo! Hell yeah! Hell yeah!
And I think when we talk to Aaron tomorrow, we got to let him know that, what I just said.
Oh, yeah.
Big game this weekend.
Just play it back. Have Zito clip that, and we'll play it back.
Hell yeah. That boy Z.
Perfect.
Clip, clip, clip.
How's the poll doing?
Doing really good.
How many votes you think?
Over 20,000 votes.
Boy Z. On a Monday, huh? Promote.
Promote the vote. Hashtag promote the vote. Who's winning the Super Bowl? Last place. We have Buccaneers, 12.5%. We got Chiefs, 15.6%. Then we have the Bills, 23%. And the Packers still leading at 48.9%.
21,000 voters there, dude.
Wow. Hell yeah.
Wow. Let's go. Baby Z.
Promote the vote. Promote the vote.
How many
Don't
votes,
fake the vote.
How many votes did you buy?
None. Because we're honorable here.
Wow.
And if someone buys them for me, I would not be mad.
Can people do that?
Hell yeah.
You can just like send votes into somebody else's poll?
Incoming votes, yeah.
Are you talking as your Twitter account there?
As Robot, yeah.
Nice.
Robot Z.
Nice, dude.
Error.
What happened to Lord Z? We're still Lord Robot
Yeah,
Z?
there it is. Lord Robot Z.
This man owns a plot of land in Scotland.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Seen the plot.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty nice.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Does that guy just fucking live on it?
Luscious.
They said they put a flower on it the other day, so it's getting nice.
Damn, they're taking up your space?
Yeah.
Is this some kind of like pyramid scheme you're in, Zito?
Yeah.
What is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I own land
Yeah,
in Scotland.
Zito bought a piece of land in Scotland that has been sold no less than 15, 20,000
I might put a
times.
putt-putt on it.
Well, there's a flower on it already, though.
We gotta go around the flower.
What about a picture? You got a picture of it?
Oh yeah, it's a guy in what do you call those things?
Kilt.
In a kilt, holding my land.
Yeah, that's why we all believe that this particular batch of grass that this guy was holding, potentially like
Good
the
grass.
stars that get sold. You know what I mean? But Lord Zito, hey, he's got the fucking proclamation.
It's not a generic picture at all, AJ.
No, it's not.
No.
Wait, I could buy a star. Alien Z.
Yeah, for sure.
You buy the star, you can actually fit on that.
Whoa!
All right, we don't stand for that around here. Okay, thank you, Zito, for all your contributions.
I guess I'll buy a star.
The opinions, oh boy. The opinions of Nick do not reflect that of his employer.
That sucks.
Or his peers.
Star-Lord Z.
But you cannot fit on that Scottish piece of land.
I could.
Nah,
I'd be like a flamingo.
Nobody could. Mitt couldn't fit on that thing. It's this big, little square.
Yeah.
But it's not about the piece of land, isn't it? It's about what it represents. And
It's
that's
the
you being
mindset.
a goddamn lord.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
And that invoice from Endicott, New York, that charged him after he bought it.
Monthly.
Yeah.
Rent.
It is weird how I got my.
Yeah. Hey, Lord Zito, though.
Hey, shout out.
All right, we're back tomorrow. Hammer Down is in 21 minutes. Gambling podcast here on this show. We can't thank you enough for rocking with us every afternoon. Big show tomorrow. Be a friend, tell a friend. Cheers.